Hey, GB. You're right on it. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Dana. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Lily. Hi, April. Hi, Angie. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Tabby. I sent your this stuff to the Macy's reps. Hi, Anne. Hi, Little Lady Di. Hi, Sunny Bunny. Hi, Maryville. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Mandy. I got you right. Charlie. Hi, Leah. Leah, I know you wanted to call in last night. I didn't get you till late, so if you want to call in tonight, let me know. Baby Doll, Aussie, Whisper to Me, hello, Sarah Jane, Sleeping Labradors, hi, Lisa H, JW, hi, your best friend, hello, Janet, Blue Coastal Sea, hi, Alice, Lisa the Greatest, Casbot, hello, thank you, Maui Chickadees, Ann Fox, Isabel, Alicia, Jen, hello, oh, the Bryan clan, you're here, hello, Tammy, Faye, who else didn't I get? Lori, Brandy, Joanne, Betty, Manager of Three Monsters, Susan, Eugenia, Sheila, hi. Joan, hello. Miss Mary, hi. Aussie Allison, hi. Scarlet Rain, Mocha77, Sophia, Randy, Marigold, hi. Joanne Dallas, hello. Teacup, Diane C, hi. Karen, CYNT, hello. D-Bird, hi. Heidi Lee, hi. Jen, did I get you? Yes, I think so. Hi, Isabel. Yep. I'm trying to think. I know this jumps and I miss people. Karen, I said hello to you twice, I think. Hi. Where were we? Brandy, Lori, Carol, Baby Doe, hello. Amanda, Sugar Please. Amazing Grace, Trisha, hi. Lexi, Nisalo, Mildly Sunny, Erica, Ivy Lynn, hi. Tinky, Ernie, hi. Hennessy, hi. Linda, Walker, hi. Peggy Sue got married. Narkshark, Shannon, Kathy, hi, Mommy. Thank you. Kathy Biney, hi. Christina, hi. Sharon, Carol, hi. Evie, hi. Geraldine, hi. Teacup. I think I got you twice. Anyway, if I missed you, I see you too in my magic mirror. But, okay, so I have some of the Amber trial. I had to go, yeah, I came home because I was listening to some of the Amber trial was weird today, or was it just me? It was like, it was on that message for almost most of the day. And then it seemed like things started around 2 o'clock or so, 1 o'clock, I don't know, what was it? And then we had a band concert at the school, and then we had to go shopping where Jimmy drove me insane. And we just got home a little while ago. Then we had to put away, the kids, of course, went to bed. Then we started to put away all the stuff. And so that was fun. But I just got home, and I saw the 18,000. So I was like, oh, that's good. And that was good. And I put the post on there so everybody would know. It was a weird day today, right? But according to the trial, I saw and took notes on, well, first I don't get the police officer, like some of the stuff, they just keep going over and over and over again. Like, I don't know what they're trying to prove with it or where they're going. The defense, well, did he put his hand like this, or was it like this? Are you sure he killed the kids? I mean, I don't know. It's just, it's over and over and over. And did you write, are you sure you wrote that? They're just driving crazy. And then I'm looking at the Google searches, which some of those are a little bit weird. But beyond that, I didn't get to see too much more of that. I don't think they had a lot of people on, right? So, I mean, did they have many more than that? I'll go through what I did see. It didn't make a lot of sense, did it, Sheila? I thought they were going to start calling like Tim Sr. And did the prosecution rest with their witnesses? Yes, I'm going to go over the searches. Yeah, they were mostly breaks. Okay. Uh-oh. Why do things just play random?
Two prison officers from Kirkland Correctional in Columbia testified.
The news is just coming on randomly. Okay. All right, I don't know why that does that. But, so let me see what I do have. Get my stuff here. How's everybody else? Tomorrow, yeah, I know what I wanted to ask you guys. Who else has grievance day tomorrow? Do any of you have grievance day tomorrow? Hold on, let me get back to the chat. Any of you have grievance day tomorrow? You got tired of waiting? You don't have much patience, Alicia? So you just gave up? No grievance day tomorrow? I have grievance day tomorrow. This is like my... And I don't like going to grievance day. You've never heard of grievance day? Oh boy. Well, if you feel that your property taxes are not, if you're not fairly assessed, grievance day sounds awesome. It's not that awesome. Then you, I don't know, is D. Clue Girl here? I don't even know. Like I said, I've been out and about all day. Is she here? Hi, Snoop Medic. Hi, Sharon. So let's say, see where I live, it's really easy to compare taxes. And since things are online, it's a breeze. I think before things were online, they got away with a lot more, okay? They would never do that in California. They must have to. I guarantee you, Teresa, I think they have to offer you a grievance day. You had a school vote today. Yeah, April left the budget vote, right? In Colorado, we have to do that. It should be available in every single state and every single town. Sounds like a New York. But it is, you just don't even understand the ridiculousness of grievance day or what they do over here. And then they were telling me for the last 2 years, it's because the other people that were in office screwed it up. And they came right out and told me, oh, they had people doing favors, but we're going to get to the bottom of this. Well, now we're going on year 3 that they're supposed to get to the bottom of this. They did do some things, but there's not. And just so I can tell you how crazy it is, you can look it up in taxlookup.com, right? Wherever you are, you can look up what your neighbors pay, what you pay. You never heard of it? I guarantee you've got to have it. I think it's our right. And Alicia, I don't know how they can't have it because it's your right. If you feel your tax too high or unequal, it's a big waste of taxpayer money? No. We're doing the legwork. I guarantee you have grievance day. I think it would be against the law not to have grievance. What would you do if somebody got in there and taxed you unfairly? You have to have a way to bring that up. Okay, so here's what happens. Now, if you guys don't go on Tax Lookup, this will be a little tax Lookup online, you should. In New York, we pay property taxes and school taxes, okay? Both. And they're high. Let's just put it that way. They're high. But when you find out your neighbor, right, has 0.5 acres more than you do, and their assessment is half of your assessment, you're going to get a little angry, okay? So these are the kind of things you bring to grievance day. And I have been awarded things in past grievance days. My first grievance day, I didn't know what I was doing, okay? So I went in there. They were really nice. I showed them the stuff. I said, look, here, it's black and white. They couldn't even argue with me. The new assessor was going, I swear to you, wow, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, wow. I think there was a lot of corruption going on here. Yeah. Then they sent this guy out. I'm not joking. They sent this guy out to redo all of the properties in this small town, right? He came up here. He tells me, Oh boy, what I'm seeing here in the Good Old Boys Network, they did a lot of favors for people. There's a lot of stuff that shouldn't be going on here that is. And still, we got the tax rolls. Now, like I said, they did fix some things, but my house, there is still one with my neighbor where two of my neighbors, one has 10 acres more than me and is paying, has a lower assessment on the land. And we're talking apples for apples where land is, okay? She has a lower assessment. Then we have a lot of unimproved land that myself and my brothers and sisters own. That's all unequally taxed. I did get some of it lowered, so that's what I have to go do tomorrow. I have to go do this again for the third year in a row. So I'm just telling you, if you should go to taxlookup.com. That's my fake kitchen. No, believe me, the ones that have the assessment half of mine, put in another, you might as well say house, but it's an outbuilding with an indoor pool and a huge movie theater above it. And they're paying less than me. Half of what I'm paying. Don't use straw taxes. What do you mean straw taxes? I'm using, this is what exactly I'm supposed to be using. You'll have to look at it, but I thought grievance day, well, I know in New York, if you're in New York, grievance day is tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to be like a mad woman filling out my forms and going down there again. I'll just do it because if I don't, I mean, yeah, check it out. Go look at the tax lookup. Because like before, like I know when my parents were alive, they would have been like right on this stuff, but they didn't have this at their fingertips. You'd have to go down to the town hall, get the big books out, and nobody went and did that. So they had it made. They had it made before. But now everybody can look up everything. Jessica, I got one parcel of a vacant land lowered half. The assessment got cut in half from what it was. Cut in half. Okay? There's still other ones that they haven't moved on, but I'm going to go every year for those. And, you know, there you can even file an appeal. If they come back and say they don't do anything about it, you can file an appeal. No. They don't come in the house, Sharon. This is I'm talking about land assessments, just the land. And you know what's so funny? Because my brother went with me last year. My brother's an attorney. My brother's a corporate tax attorney. So he and I went, that was my second time. So he and I went together and we laughed like crazy because we were talking about several parcels of land, and one is like a 7-acre piece, okay, that's unimproved. It's on the lake, but it's unimproved. Now, next to that unimproved lot, right, is our neighbor that has a house on it, okay? And he has the same amount of acreage, though. Now, you're talking an unimproved piece of property, no well, no septic, you know, it could be built on, of course. The guy next door has got the house. He's got, you know, everything. So the assessor looks and she says, well, you know that the improved lots, they're going to assess for more. And my brother goes, you stepped right into that. He said, that's what we're telling you. How is our unimproved lot of like 7.45 acres assessed at more than his 7.45 acre lot? And it's not just a little bit. I'm talking about it's 50% or more is the difference. Anyway, but they still didn't change it, even though we brought that. And they'll look at it. I swear to you, they don't even have they just look at it and they go, I don't know. She honestly said, my brother was laughing because she honestly said, what do you want me to say? This is what she said. She goes, what do you want me to say? You caught me. I don't know. You're right. I don't know. And they still didn't change the assessment on that one. Would you say we're taxed based on the house and lot? Yeah, no, we get taxed separately. I mean, our assessments are separately, and the land by itself should be less. But my land and my other neighbor's land that we both have houses and stuff, and then she's got another completely outbuilding with an indoor pool and a movie theater. She's paying half of what I am. Half. So that's why I'm going to grievance day tomorrow. I'm going to air the grievances with the Festivus poll. I'm going in there with the Festivus poll to air my grievances. Even if they don't do something, I'm looking awfully Bonnie today. Oh, am I? Okay, thanks, Bonnie. So yeah, nobody else is going to grievance day. Only me. New Yorkers get, yeah, we pay a lot of taxes and we get nothing for our taxes. I told you, can you put up a children at play sign? You know how much a children at play sign is, man? I had to raise the biggest stink to get one. You can't even believe it. Can you call the mayor? Well, that's essentially what you do. You go down to the town hall, you bring these forms, you go get, your case. At least you do it because you have to do it. If you don't do it, you lose a whole year, and they just tell you, screw it, come back next grievance day. You go to taxlookup.com here. Let me see. That's what it is. It's tax lookup. Yeah, you can find out everything. When you'll get mad. I mean, I get so boiling mad. You don't know how mad I get. You find that people are taking fake deductions. Oh boy, that'll really get under your skin. Let me see. No, it's taxlookup. Hold on, I'll tell you what it is. Oh, taxlookup.net. Yes. Let me see. Yes, taxlookup.net. That's what we have here, and that's for New York. Now you've got. Let me see. I'm going to see if there's a grievance day in California for your taxes. Because I don't grievance. Yep, there's a grievance day. You have to. So that's what I mean. You have to have a grievance day. Everybody has a grievance day. I'm looking. Los Angeles, California. It's lacountypropertytax.com. Okay? Here, contesting your property value. I'm going to put the link in there for those that said there is no grievance day in California. Yes, there is. Where is my... Yep. You've got to go. They can't just but the one in New York is tax lookup what did I say .net. That'll give you could Orange what's LA, I mean, just do a Google search. You'll see they'll give it to you. There's a grievance day all over. There has to be by law. You have a lot of property tax in New Hampshire, but no sales or you don't have any income tax in New Hampshire? Wow. And no sales tax at all in New Hampshire, huh? Really? You have I'm sure you have an NPA because I'm right on the border. Why do I think she's paying half? I can tell you why. Because your family is older than dirt timers. We can appeal. Oh, yeah, you can appeal. Of course. Yes. And the thing you have to do, because I saw some guy really flub it up, okay? My first grievance day when I went by myself, I didn't have my brother or anybody with me. You know what they did to my aunt, my 93-year-old aunt who lives on this lake too? She lives seasonally here on this lake, right? They have a boathouse. It's a boathouse next to the house. You've got to hear this one. It's a large boathouse. It's a boathouse. There's no running water. There's no bathroom in it. Okay? It's not a house. This new assessor, now it's like her third year or so, drove by, okay, and said that that was another house. So she went and assessed it as two houses on the one piece of property, okay? My aunt's taxes went up like $5,000 because they're assessing the boathouse as a house. So I filled everything out for my cousin last year, and I said, look, you've got to go, show the inside, show there's no... And they didn't do anything. So now she's got to go back this year. They're charging her like a house. I'm not kidding you, okay? And this is what I mean. You go there and you say, it's not a house. Come take... And then the first time I'm there, I see this guy coming. And this guy was like a real city slicker that came up and built a house up, in the country. He figured, right, it was going to be cheap. It was going to be, all right. I guess when he got his tax bill, he flipped his lid, okay? So he went in there for his grievance day. But instead of going to like tax lookup and getting his neighbors, he ended up going to something like, he went to Zillow, okay? And he started pulling up things from Zillow. And you should have seen me because I just read, like, I self-taught myself online what to do. So I'm sitting there with all my tax lookup information, my sheets, and I'm going, oh my gosh, he's bringing Zillow. Should I have brought the Zillow? Oh, they're going to look at me like I'm a jerk, right? So I'm just sitting there in the seats, and it's just, we have this crazy little town hall. You can't even, it's a barn. It's a freaking barn. So I'm sitting there, and I'm watching them with this guy, but I can see they're ticked at this guy because this guy is really putting on like the city slicker stuff, and he's trying to act friendly, but it's in a really put off New Yorker kind of way, okay? It's phony as all get out, right? So they're getting really offended. So they say, so the same assessor goes, well, wait a minute. You have that whole bottom floor of your house is finished. And he goes, it's not finished. I'll take you there right now. And you know what she goes? Listen to this one. He goes, why do you think it's finished? And she goes, because the windows on the outside, it looks like that area is finished. The windows on the outside look like it's finished. So she didn't even know. He brought all these pictures, right? And then I don't know what the outcome was for him because you get a letter. But after he left, I was like, I went up to the table and I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, was I supposed to bring Zillow because I have tax lookup? And they go, no, we like the tax lookup because that's what you should have. You should have your neighbors, like property to like property and show that it's unfairly assessed. That's what we want. So apparently I had done the right thing, but they made so much fun of this guy. But now that's the same assessor that looked at my aunt's boathouse and said that it was a house. Just by the way it looks, okay? So it's crazy. Anyway, is Cowgirl here? Hi, Cowgirl. I don't see her, but I see people saying hi. Hi, Cowgirl. Yes, it was so nice, right, to send the flowers. She's such a sweetie. Here in California, if you have the same house forever, like my mom and dad, their taxes were nothing, and they bought the house for $800. That left it to me, and I sold it for. Oh, they bought the house. Hold on a minute. For they bought the house for $8,000, left it to you, and you sold it for $400,000. Well, that's good, Linda. Discuss Kelsey Bereth tonight? Is there something new coming up besides his arraignment coming in? We can discuss. I mean, if there's something, what do we have? Do you have something on there you want to call in about it? Let me just go through the Amber's, what happened today, and then we can do that. The donkeys were named after Carolyn and Jimmy, yeah. But yeah, if you're in New York, you have a grievance day tomorrow, and it's like 4 or 5 o'clock. So I'd love to bring a live cam to grievance day, but they tape it, and they act like really super duper strict in there. But you're sitting in a barn. Oh, did they? Pencilla, which one? Which had a lot of breaks today? Kelsey's case? All right, let's do the Timothy Jones, and then we'll talk about the Kelsey case. And if DPD, you want to call in or something, if you have some news on that case, then we can do that then. Let me just get to, where's my notes here? Jimmy took the side of my computer off, and I think he took my notes and moved them here. Okay, so the first guy I saw was the Presley guy, right? Those cops. And again, they were just talking about how they booked him, into the South Carolina Department of Corrections in Kirkland. And this was on September 12th, 2014. So he was brought in there for safekeeping. He was out of the general pop because of what he's done, right? So he's in the maximum security MSU high risk, where they put people that cause problems. And this, I think he's, what do we call him, CO, or says it's similar to Rikers Island, and they have air pressure doors. And so when Tim heard those doors close, this guy said it was like reality set in for him, okay? And so he just started to cry, and then he started to just talk about what happened. And they asked the CO, I think he was the CO, or he's some type of officer. I don't know if I have the, right? Anyway, they asked him if he was asking questions. Were you asking questions? What happened? No. He said, I wasn't asking questions at all. He said he was just talking. And then they asked him if he was trained to deal with, inmates like this. He said, yes, I have CIT training. I know how to de-escalate things. I know how to just listen. So he was letting Tim just talk. And Tim just started to give an explanation for what happened, okay? As he was getting his fingerprints, his strip search, all that stuff. He sits in a metal chair to make sure he doesn't have any metal off his rocker. And he says, according to this officer, that how wrong he was. Tim saying how wrong, he knows how wrong he was. He's voluntarily saying, for what he did. He said his one son was messing with the sockets, and he was angry because he could have killed himself. And this is so silly. He's so angry that the kid could have killed himself, then he kills the kid. So then this officer just says, he doesn't even talk about the PT. He just goes, so he just started strangling him. And then it seems like either Tim was really discombobulated in what he said, or the officer was doing 8 million things and then just started writing stuff down later and got it kind of mixed up, because this is what he says, the officer. He said that he went to strangle him, but his hands were just too big. So then he grabbed the belt, and he was using the belt, and the daughter walked in. Okay? And so she walked in, and he goes, and what he said next really affected me. He said he choked his daughter so hard she turned purple. And then he started talking again about the necks being so small. So I think he kind of got things mixed up. And then they call another officer in. And this one knows even less, okay? And then they're on him well, why didn't you rewrite the report? Why didn't you rewrite the report? Okay. So he basically says the same thing, that the son was messing with electric sockets. He put his hands up to show what he did. Now, this guy doesn't mention the belt. He put his hands up to show what he did, how he choked his son out. That's what he said, choked his son out, and with his bare hands. And then they asked him whether Tim ever said, did he say that he was scared of the kids? Did he say the kids were going to kill him and chop him up? No, he didn't. Okay, and then we have, hold on, let me just, was it Phipps is next? Michael Phipps, who's in forensics in digital evidence. Okay, so looking over all kinds of electronics involved in crimes. He's on the task force there. Cell phones, all of that stuff. And let's look at some of this stuff that Tim, let me get my notes out here, over here, was searching for. It's songs like Butterfly Kisses on the First. Okay. Let me see. Okay. All right, so we have the two corrections officers went. That was Lieutenant Travis Presley and Officer Benjamin Boyd. Okay, they were from Kirkland Correctional Facility in Columbia. Okay, so there was a huge break, right? You know that it was long, long time. You think like something else was going on there. I don't know what the heck is going on, why there's such a break. But then Michael Phelps, this digital forensic examiner with Lexington County Sheriff's Office, is called in to testify. So they, let's see, the investigator testifies that he first gained possession of the cell phone, the Samsung Galaxy 3, that was taken from Tim's vehicle on September 6th. Okay, so he begins extracting records from that, and he uses that Celebrate, the same thing that they used for Watts. And there are three types of extraction methods, is what he says. First, logical, what you see on the phone when it's active. Okay, and then you take the logical format a step further, and you use file structures and third-party apps like that Celebrate. Physical bypasses the device's operating system to get into the flash memory and raw data in binary form on the device. So he used a universal forensic extraction device to acquire data without altering it. The data is then processed later to make it readable and usable for an analysis of photos, text messages, incoming and outgoing calls, instant messages, and more. So he collected data from this phone from 7:51 a.m. on August 28th through 12:58 p.m. on September 4th. Okay, so on August 28th, some of the things that he found were Tim Jones' first call of record on the morning to his father, Tim Jones Sr., that lasted 4 minutes and 47 seconds. Missed calls not picked up from Amber Jones. And they were at 7:02, 7 p.m., 7:02, 7:05, and 7:09. An incoming call from Amber that was answered at 7:12 p.m. lasted 1 minute and 10 seconds, according to Amber's testimony. And that was the call where she heard Nathan hyperventilating and Tim getting angry in the background. And then Tim abruptly hangs it up, tells her to, go F herself or shut the F up or something like that, right? Then there were missed calls after that at 7:14 p.m., 7:16 p.m., and 7:19 p.m. Okay? Now, the good Christian boy, right? The one that found Jesus, the one that lives with the literal interpretation of the Bible, and that's the way he lives his life, and he speaks in tongues, and he wants to, be this good, he's reading those Christian parenting books, and, right? You know what he's searching YouTube for at 8:30 p.m.? He's searching using keywords American history, X, rape scene. Okay, then we have calls from Amber that were missed at 9:16 p.m., 9:34 p.m. rejected, okay? 9:42, Tim saw the incoming call but swiped to reject it, and then he missed another one at 9:57 p.m. Now, on August 29th, the day after the murders, they found a missed call from Tim Jones Sr. at 7:43 a.m., a missed call from the Joneses' babysitters, Christian Elke, at 9:36 a.m. This call set a series of back and forth texts between Tim and Christina from 9:36 to 10:57. Okay, Elke's asking Tim why the youngest children haven't shown up at her house. And Tim messages back that the children will be back on Tuesday, and Christina wishes them a happy Memorial Day weekend. Labor Day weekend. Oh, I don't know why they're saying Memorial Day. Labor Day, that's Labor Day. He's got that wrong there. Okay, Labor Day weekend. Then, where are we? 12:11 p.m., Tim Jones begins web searches on his phone for herbal incense near Atlanta, Georgia. Scooby snacks, right? Phipps was able to track Jones's searches of individual head shops in Atlanta and Decatur and Birmingham, Alabama. Throughout the afternoon, Jones also searches herbal incense, illegal in Alabama, herbal incense, illegal in Mississippi, campgrounds and reservations. During this time, Jones is not accepting any calls or texts from the children's great-grandmother, Roberta Thornsberry. According to records, Thornsberry tried calling Jones on 18 different occasions and texted him 7 times. And she is the one that told the principal, or the assistant principal, that we got problems. They didn't show up. And Jones finally texted back at 6:40 p.m. and said, sorry, tied up to get today, and 6:41, not going to be able to make it today. On the 30th, Thornsberry started texting at 11:57 a.m., trying to get Tim to call her, and his last text to him that day is at 5:13 p.m., why aren't you taking my calls? On September 1st, Tim's been doing some more web searching on his phone, okay? He's been Googling Camden, South Carolina, tent and RV camping in South Carolina parks. At 10:13, Jones searches for South Carolina dumps and hits on the Lexington County website for dumps, landfills, and animal services. Jones also searches for song lyrics to Styx, Long Arm of the Law, and Pink Floyd's Comfortably Numb. Elke, that's the babysitter, texts Jones at 4:54 p.m. to remind him to bring diapers for the children she expects to see the next day. Jones reads the text and responds after 6:15 p.m. with a 7-minute call that he's moved the family out of state. And that's when he tells her, go take the washer dryer, because he owed her money, remember? Go take, there's a computer there, take clothing, take whatever you want. Okay, Amber calls at 7 p.m. Jones doesn't pick it up. September 2nd. The phone activity is starting at 10:53 a.m. with Jones searching keywords body in landfill. Throughout the morning, Jones will search for search for muriatic acid, burns, camping near Columbia, South Carolina, what does extradition mean, and facing legal problems, where should you run? That sounds like someone insane, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Elke texts around 11 a.m. and Tim makes arrangements for Christina to go over there and clean the house, okay? So that he could get his deposit back from their mutual landlord, which I'm sure he probably told her that she could have, right? Because he owes her money to take everything. You can go get the deposit back as well. Now, Tim's boss at Intel begins texting and then calling after Tim doesn't show up for work on Tuesday. So he doesn't he doesn't return his calls. And then the elementary school begins calling about the oldest 3 children. Amber calls at 5:59 and 6:04. And when Tim picks up, if you heard this the other day in court, you heard the call. He sounded really erratic. Their sound system was terrible, but you could make it out. So during the ensuing 7-minute call, Tim leads Amber to believe that the children are still alive, even though he refuses to let her talk to them. There's another call from Christina, the babysitter, a little after 10 p.m. Now, Christina testified in court that this is when she updated him on arrangements she made for his house, the charity organizations that were going to pick up stuff that he left behind, and what they were doing with the trailer about getting his deposit back and all that stuff, and the stuff she was taking. At 11:32 p.m., AccuWeather locates the phone near Gary, Georgia. So he's near Gary, Georgia on the evening of September 2nd. September 3rd, there were missed calls and texts from Kevin McKinney, McConnell at Intel, the elementary school, his great-grandmother, Mrs. Thornsberry. Her texts grow increasingly alarming, with her begging Tim to call her back. Then the phone is turned off at some point and then turned back on in the early morning of September 4th at 3:37 a.m., where it's active. And Tim is Googling missing children Tim Jones. So now he's Googling at that time to see if there's any reports about the missing children, okay? How much trouble am I in? He really sounds insane, doesn't he? Okay. So the defense attorney starts questioning the forensics investigator and about other files found on the phone that the defense hopes to use to bolster their claim date from.
19 Street Squad goes out into your
What is
community
going on?
every day looking for the stories
Hold
that
on. I
you
don't
want
know.
us to tell.
And today we start in Spartanburg where Michael Fuller.
Why is my thing keep going on?
That's totally what I meant.
Hang on.
We are not in Spartanburg as that's in
I'm
the
sorry.
upstate. Excuse me, I'm tired. Anyway, let's find out what Michael's talking about
It
today,
keeps
Michael.
playing. I don't know why.
My whole impotence has been
All right, so
to my community and to
where
the
were we
people
now?
I serve.
And for nearly 5 decades, George Dean has
away.
walked up Russell Street and into the doors of his own luxury clothing store.
Okay, so the defense is asking this forensics investigator different questions about the information that they got there.
As his wishes.
To move on to the next stage of my life.
But he shares that what all started in the late 60s as a result of him wanting to bring men's luxury fashion to the
Scared me.
area.
I hate when
turned
stuff
into
play.
more
And Jimmy's
than
like,
he
look
could
for the little
imagine.
I have
speaker.
had up to 3 businesses online. One in Denmark,
And
2
that
in
Kevin
Orangeburg.
McKinney
The people in this
is one of the
community
people that
and the
was on his
surrounding
clipboard
areas
list, if
in the smaller
I
towns
remember
that
correctly,
believed
that he
in
had
me
things that he
and
had
believed
to
in what our
button up
product
with.
line was. We always wanted to bring in different fashion and
So other
quality
files found on the
merchandise.
phone
George is a great humanitarian.
go back to the,
Very
the
loyal.
defense helps, oh my
knows
gosh,
what
I
he's
can't
saying,
talk.
knows what he's doing, and doesn't
Hopes
mind
to
sharing
help
it with
bolster their
I will
claim
not
date
miss
from May
the work.
2014
What I
and
will
include
miss
texts from a
is the
former
people that I have
babysitter to
served
Tim
over the
about
years.
disciplining the children.
And so as I
Okay?
take the tape
His
off my
responses
neck
are religious
and take the
themed,
chalk
or
and put it in
religiously
the box for the
themed,
last time.
suggesting mirror
Only thing I
right.
can say,
I will
thank
use
God.
my hands
I
to
thank
make
God for
good,
the
not
people
trouble.
He has permitted us to serve.
Searches for Amber's name
And
and
although
phone
Mr. Dean
number
is
on
closing his doors, he says he's
prostitution
not quite done
sites.
yet. He still wants
Okay?
to find ways
He
to
thought
invest
she
in
was
the
cheating on
community and
him,
give back to
and
young
texts from
people who
Amber
wanna
where
open
she
up
and
their
Tim
own
are
small
arguing about the
business.
children.
Reporting for Street Squad Orangeburg, I'm Michael Fuller.
So that is a lot of what I think I have here. Let me see if I have anything else that I was, because like I said, I was in and out, but let me go back to the chat and see if you guys have anything to add on that. Hang on. Go back in there. Okay. So it's still playing? No.
In
The
Orangeburg,
other audio is not playing.
investigators are
Who's saying
looking
it's
for a
still
man who
playing?
they say allegedly robbed a couple's home after he
Do you
kidnapped
hear
the
other
husband
audio
and held him
playing?
at gunpoint.
I don't hear any
This
audio
entire
playing.
ordeal lasted more than 6 hours.
The radio's still
Authorities
not
tell
on.
us it
It's
began
not on
when
here.
This man, the suspect,
Do you
went
guys
to a
hear
Weston
something?
Grove home on Thursday.
You hear
saying he
something
ran
right
out
now.
and needed a ride to the gas station. Officials say the husband
It's not
drove
on
the
my
suspect
end.
to the gas
There's nothing
station, and
playing.
That's when the man drew a knife, forced the victim back
Wait,
inside his
wait.
own home, and then tied him up. Investigators say the suspect
Okay,
started
you guys are
stealing
really
items from
scaring
the
me
house,
because there's
including a
nothing
gun.
playing.
We're told the man also demanded the wife take money out of an ATM before he finally left the home with the stolen items, including the couple's
I don't have
truck,
anything
which
on.
was
There's
later
nothing
found
playing on
abandoned.
my computer.
This is again a sketch.
I don't know where you're hearing something. It's news and it's loud. Okay. You didn't hear me at all? Oh my goodness. Did you hear me at all? Because for me, something came on for like 2 seconds and I turned it off. How long was it? Just the end part that I was talking over, or was it everything? But not over everything, right? Just over the end part? You could not hear me for a long time? I don't understand that. That's crazy. You could hear me and the computer. That is really weird. Just the end, Mommy. Okay. Well, that's bizarre because I don't know how I can't hear it. I was talking over it. I heard it come on for 1 minute and I shut it off because it was on another window. But then it stopped for me. Okay, whatever. Stopped and then started again. Go easy on the clicker. All right, so hopefully now not playing. I don't know. But you read my lips. So Cowgirls Up is good because she got it all. Anything else that I missed? Because like I told you, I was in and out. 3 minutes. It went on for 3 minutes. Huh. You talked over it a good 30 seconds. Oh, only 30 seconds? That's not bad. It's worse if I did like the whole, whatever, 10 minutes that I was talking about it. All right, so did anybody else have anything to add about anything that went on in court today? You think you'll survive? Okay. You couldn't focus, Linda? It was only 30 seconds, they said. It stopped when I touched my mouse? I don't understand. Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't, because nothing is playing for me. Did you see the text from May? Which ones? The ones where he was searching for Amber on prostitution sites? Did you notice the judge dart out at Tim's attorney? When? The prosecution rested, yeah, right? Then now we're on the defense witnesses. You could not. Oh, I know. Bella Mac, I said they needed microphones. That you talk about what just happened here. Their sound system was awful. You could not even hear the question. It was a bad day for Tim's attorney today, Crystal, yeah? 10-minute break for call. Yeah, that was nuts. I'm there at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm looking, and they just got that message on there. Whose dreams? Well, that just proves he's a fake. Oh, there's lots of coughing there. Oh my gosh, so much coughing. Hi, Bridget C. It was dreadful trying to hear it tonight or in court. I have a banana hanger, Mama J. I do have a banana hanger. The breaks are awful. And he like takes a break for everything. Oh, let's go into the break. Both, Kelly. Yeah, Hennessy, he was just, I can't, he just looks like, I don't know. You give up trying to watch this one? You have to fast forward through the clock parts. That's why a lot of times I wait to watch it, but then they take forever. Because they shouldn't keep it on, like they just keep it running on live. And when they take so many breaks, then you know how YouTube is. It takes forever for it to get back to the beginning. They should stop it and do it like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. They should stop it, but they don't. We're going to look into Kelsey's case, but I don't know why people are saying something happened with Kelsey's case. I've been out and about. I thought he's not due back in court until Thursday. Where's DPD? Is something going on with the case? Somebody fill me in, because yeah, I know that, Linda. The court, and it was ridiculous. And then they broke for lunch. Not until the 24th. That's what I thought. But people keep asking to talk about Kelsey's case, and I don't know if something happened. And then something happened. Something to do. Oh, I'm not saying that something happened. Oh, okay, Jenna. I didn't know, but it wasn't you, Jenna. Somebody else came in and said, "Can we talk about it because something happened, or there's a break in it, or something like that." I saw. Thursday. It's Thursday the 20th. What's today? Today is the 22nd. Wait a minute. Today's the 22nd? So it is Friday the... Where did I lose a day? I lost a day somewhere. I lost a day. Then it is Friday the 24th. I lost a day. Or gained it. I don't know whether I lost or gained a day. Whatever. I'm miscalculated. Person made horrible comments. Yeah, okay. Julie T, I'll just... That person that made those comments, okay? That person that made those comments is notorious for making comments that are not true, that she kind of fills in whatever she wants to make it sound like she's an authority on it. And I'm not just talking about this, I'm talking about other things. So, yeah, take that with a grain of salt, because it's not true. Okay? Amber is Amber. Amber was here. Amber was checked out. Amber is Amber. Somebody went on Alley Cattails, another I think it was where you watch the trial, and started to say that the Amber that was in here is not Amber that was on the stand, just to incite drama. Yes, it definitely was. She was checked out. She was checked out by a very good source in a lot of ways. She checks it. That is the real Amber. Yeah, she was here. Can I just ask you guys something? And this maybe will just clear it up, because you just got to think along these lines. Do you guys know that there was a motion before this began from the defense because she came in? Do you remember that motion? Do you think they're going to make that motion for somebody that wasn't Amber? That's the first thing. Okay? That was Amber. That's why there was a motion. That's why it was a big deal when that other YouTuber went and did what she did and then sent stuff in. Okay? That's why it was a big deal. It was a motion. Okay? They're not going to make a motion for a fake Amber. It's just, I don't know why people do stuff like that. It's just, they have to be an authority on something that they're not. And beyond that, we had her checked out. So she is the real Amber. You should just respond. If she's not the real Amber, why did this defense make a motion based on her being in the YouTube chat? good. She deserved to be lambasted. I don't know. People just have nothing better to do. Oh, I know. Yeah, she's made a lot of rude comments to people. Yeah. Also said she was my biggest fan and my oldest fan, and it's not true. Tim is not as smart as he believes. Yeah, Diane, that was the thing that Amber was really, really worried about, because the problems with that other YouTuber. So yeah, it was on the news. You can watch it. They actually say about her being in the YouTube chat room. It was in the beginning of the trial, right before jury selection, because they were trying to the defense was trying to use that against her, and the judge threw it out. Yes, Alessia, it was her. Right, she said she will talk after the trial. She will speak to us after the trial. She's not embarrassed, Julie, because she thinks, then people think, oh wow, she knows the truth. If you watch her comment, she's an authority on many things that she's not. Always heard you. You came on too. Hi, you like that judge a lot, Deb? Yeah, she's very strong. Yes, she has the good help now that the advocate, she thanked us very much, because I think it was Yamil and I think it was D. Girl and somebody else had told her to go get the court would advocate for her. So that was great, because they would get her mother in and get her any help she needed. So that was very good. Yeah, and she has a daughter. Yes, she has a daughter who is, I think, going to be 4. You thought Amber was so dignified on the yes. Nikki, I have the interview, but I don't have it up yet. After the trial, I'll put it back up. Well, he's going for the insanity defense, Carla. She had her, was it 2015? Yeah, she'll be 4, I think, and you were cutting your breakfast eggs? Ooh, that sounds painful, Anna. So Kelsey Barrett, people are waiting to speak to you. Okay, well, they have to email me. Did they email me? Because I don't put the number on the screen anymore because we have too many trolls. So if someone wants to come on, they email me. Did they email me? Yes, the death penalty is on the table there, Laura. Okay, so I'll get the number just ready so that, I've been trying, there's so many videos I had to make, and I know I wanted to make another one on the petition, and I needed to make other ones on other things, and life has been throwing a lot at me, so can only do so much. Let me see here. I'm not seeing, let me see. Christina, since December, that's when the subscription was. All right, so I still, let me, oh, yeah, now I've got it. Hang on. Is this it? Okay, hang on. All right, you've got the number now there. Christina, I was gone for most of the day, so I just saw like your novella. I'll get to that soon. I did figure that so about, you know, now I don't know, Leah, you were on, I don't know. Okay, so we'll see what's going on. We'll see what's going on with the Kelsey people here, and I just want to get the where did I put that? Just so let's see. And there is, when you come in, if you're coming in through the app, you can upload a picture if you're not going to appear on video, and you can put your name in there, which would be, I would be very appreciative of, so I know who I'm talking to. What, YouTubers audience engagement theory? What is that? I missed that, Linda. I don't know. Let's see. Can we chat about differences in cases on phone? A plea versus tedious trial with audio problems and too much clock? Oh, so you want to talk about the differences in case? Sure, you want to call in? You can send an email if you want to call in, and I can give you the number if you want to call in. I think the Kelsey people are going to come on just to give an update about some things with that first, and then we can do that after that.
Okay, Mommy? Can you hear me?
Did you, Aussie Allison, Mommy last night, caller came on very late. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, Jenna Jenna did call the news station. Hold on, Aussie, I'll read what she wrote. Let me see here. Okay. All right, Jenna said, I called the television station like you suggested, so the news report came out because they got it way wrong. You know, I was going to say this part, ABC, I don't know if you guys know, they put that 2020 episode, The Devil in Disguise, what was it? The Devil in Disguise, the one with Sandy Rusak on it. They replayed it this last weekend. And I just had a feeling it was about that because they said that there was supposed to be new footage on there, but there wasn't new footage on there. And so what they told Jenna is that ABC re-aired the Watts 2020 a few days ago, and her local Fox station reported on it as if it was a new documentary on the Watts case, and they misquoted things. So it was fake news, or as the producer called, a misunderstanding of a time frame that they will not discuss. It's lovely how they made the mistake, and I'm in the wrong for asking about the segment. They said Watts wants the case to stay open. I asked why this report wasn't aired days after the re-airing of 2020, and they had no comment. Hopefully the news will learn timelines and not mistake an old episode of a show on another channel. Not likely, but dreams. That's what Jenna got from that. Caller is on the line. Hold on. We can't hear her. Hang on. I didn't even hear the chime. Okay. Hang on. Let me come back in. What is going on tonight? I don't see a caller on the line. How do we know we have a caller on the line?
I am here.
Called in. Wait. You guys are scaring me. Okay. Something is really, really, really wrong. Let me see something here. How are you guys hearing things that I can't? You heard the caller. You hear her. Okay. Just hang on for a minute. Let me just check my sound. Oh, wait a minute. Hello?
Yes.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello. How are you doing this evening?
Good. And who's this?
This is Sally Hercock-Shewitt with the People's Team for Justice for Kelsey Barris.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Not too bad. Is this a good time or?
Yeah.
to speak,
Yeah.
or?
We're expecting your call.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wonderful. And just want to reiterate, we know that you have been through a lot and have had a lot of heartache, you and your followers and things. So we do appreciate, for you taking the time for having us on this evening. And what I would like to speak with is that we spoke with you about a month ago, right after we initiated the petition for Kelsey Barris. And in that petition, we were asking the U.S. Attorney, Jason R. Dunn, to assert the law for the conspiracy to commit murder. And if he didn't have a law to enforce, then we were asking Ms. Sullivan with the Office of Violence Against Women then to help inspire new legislation. So that gives some background on the petition. And in the petition, we were naming individuals, ended up being Crystal Kinney, or what everybody refers to as KK. And in that testimony that she gave in affidavits and depositions to law enforcement, she willingly and gave names of individuals who actually helped her when she went 800 miles at least 4 times in an attempt to murder Miss Kelsey Barrett. And in that, individuals that she willingly testified to, she talked to them, so they knew that there was a target. That target was Kelsey. Once they knew the target and that there was a plan, they agreed to it. And then subsequently, after agreeing to it, they went ahead and provided overt acts. Those overt acts included giving a gun and a vehicle to travel to, holding the poisoned coffee, and also and accepting actually Kelsey's gun that KK or whoever the involved were robbed from Kelsey at the point in time of her murder. And so that gives some background of what the petition was for. And we started that about a month ago. The good news that we have is that in 32 days, we collected 5,000 people who have the same belief as the People's Team for Justice has, in that we don't believe that law enforcement has went far enough, and that we need to hold all, and I mean it's the big all, accountable before a jury. So during this time of collecting the signatures, we have also went ahead and been in correspondence with the U.S. Attorney, Jason R. Dunn, for the District of Colorado. And when we're talking, what we did on April 17th, we started the petition about 6 days before. Then on the 17th, Deborah Davis and we delivered the first 1,753 signatures to U.S. Attorney Dunn. So then we've been in communication. We closed the petition on May 15th, which was exactly 4 months before Kelsey's 30th birthday. And we met the goal of 5,000 signatures in that 32 days, and to help lead into a celebration of Kelsey's 30th birthday. So then we actually delivered on Monday, which I guess was yesterday, on May 20th, all 5,000 signatures to the U.S. Attorney Jason R. Dunn's office. We had a meeting with him, and in addition to the signatures, we gave him a letter that was from Deborah and I on behalf of the 5,000 people who we are currently representing. And we also provided him the 49 pages of 1,000+ comments that people gave as they were signing the petition. And during this time, we had a great meeting Monday. They were happy to accept our signatures. And the best part about this is that we actually got a response and a letter back from Jason R. Dunn, the U.S. Attorney for the District of Colorado. And it's exciting in the fact that he stresses in his letter to the 5,000 people that he is listening and he is engaged, and that they are closely monitoring the Kelsey's case and the trials that are going to be upcoming, and that as I don't want to say that, just that they're listening, which was excellent, and that they're developing that should subsequent facts develop, then that warrant federal prosecution, that they would not hesitate to engage. So that was excellent news, and we're so excited because he told us in this letter, and it is going to be available at pound TPT letter 4J. Anybody can come and be able to see the official letter from him. And, you know, he and his office are monitoring the case, and they have also discussed it with the FBI. So the lines of communication are open between the U.S. Attorney Jason R. Dunn's office and the People's Team for Justice. Because I think he recognizes and agrees, or he's saying he hears us in that, knowing that partnership crime must be deterred, and we are asking him that it has to be deterred as strong as possible, that all women, especially young mothers, need not to be in fear. They need to be protected. And so we're hopeful that he's watching this case. Or we're not hopeful, we know he is. He told us that, he is watching that. And so I guess our message is to any of the people that were involved or their associations of their friends that have some information, now is the time to come forward and to speak, because he is actually looking for the confirmation of facts to break KK's plea deal. And the first one that does provide information in the U.S. is the one that gets the deal and ends up being the hero, because everybody else would have wished they would have been the first one to step up. So that's, kind of where we're at, in that we're asking if anybody has any information about Kelsey's case, you need to come forward, because there are, the truth is coming out, and that it's a matter of time that the truth will be found, because we have doors of communication are open, and that the 5,000 people that we closed at 5,000, but it was still going strong. We were still getting 100 signatures a day. So Jason R. Dunn with the U.S. Attorney's Office has recognized, the people that have the concern, and he has the same concern. And for a minute, I just want to visit and inform your listeners and viewers that when we're talking about the U.S. Attorney, Jason R. Dunn, when we looked at this petition, we went straight to the top of law enforcement. And we went to there's many levels of law enforcement within the federal level, but we went right up to the very top. You can't go any higher with the U.S. Attorney, because he doesn't have a boss. He actually reports to the U.S. Senate. And so this is exciting news that we actually got response back from the top in Kelsey's case.
Okay, so that's
still there?
I'm on mute because the sound is better. It doesn't echo if I'm on mute. I wasn't sure if you were done.
Okay. Yes, do you have any questions? And have any of your followers came up and do they have any questions?
That's what I'm looking at. And does anyone have any questions about what was discussed here just now? Excellent work on their part. Keep up the good work, Laura Kenny says. Yeah, Kelly, you'll have to scroll back on that one. Great job, great news. No questions, but it's great news. No questions. Thank you, caller. 1000%. Okay. So yeah, it seems everybody's, thankful for that, and that's been passed along to the
Excellent.
district attorney.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
is there
and
anything
he
else that they could
responded-
do on their end? They want to know?
He is following the case closely. So as subsequent facts are developed that warrant federal prosecution, that they're not going to hesitate to engage. So they are sitting and closely watching for subsequent facts that are being developed. He didn't say being surfaced. I believe they have the information. A lot of it has to do with communication, both in the public domains of internet, Pinterest, Facebook, your text messages back and forth, but also in private domains. So I think that there's not really a lot more that has to be surfaced. It's just it's in the development of bringing that information and the evidence, together. And once and if that happens, that then they're going to engage, very, quickly, because another thing he put in his letter to the 5,000 people is he has the same interest to ensure those who killed or helped kill Kelsey Barrett will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. So I don't think we can ask for anything better. This was a letter that was pleasantly accepted because we didn't expect to get this much information from him. And it's much more than, oh, we got it, we'll take it under advisement. It's a very personalized letter. So I would encourage your listeners to go to do a search for pound TPT 4J. And there you will find the official letter that the U.S. Attorney Jason R. Dunn has provided to the 5,000 people in 32 days who signed the Kelsey Barrett petition.
I did put that up in the chat for them.
Very good. I appreciate that so much.
You're welcome, and we appreciate your efforts on this and to
Yeah.
get justice for Kelsey. Do you have any? Were there any other? I thought somebody said there were some breakthroughs in the case, or is there anything new?
Well, what's going to be new is that on Friday is the plea hearing that will be occurring at Cripple Creek, Colorado.
Right. But I mean, there's been no leads on her body or anything?
Not that we're aware of, at this point in time. And unfortunately, we haven't got any information back, which we're hopefully, because we have the plea hearing will be occurring on Friday, and then we've got some time, because it'll probably be 3 to 4 months before trial would start. And hopefully in that time that, pieces of the truth more pieces of the truth start rising to the top, that then will lead to the knowledge of where the remains of Kelsey are. And then one thing I would like to add is that to tell your listeners and your followers to please follow our page, our TPT4J, because we are going to continue having updates about Kelsey's case and information, in addition to celebrating Kelsey's beautiful life and the wholesomeness, genuineness, the awesome individual, you know, that she was. We want to and we need to celebrate all the good things that she encompassed in her life on earth.
Okay, I will. So, guys, yeah, you can search that on Facebook. That's the one that I'm in, the one that you have to join, right?
That's correct.
Let me see if I can throw up the link really fast. Hang on. What? It's TP what, J?
It's TPT,
Oh,
the number 4J, and it stands for the Facebook group that it'll bring you to is the People's Team for Justice hyphen Kelsey Ferris case.
I got it. Okay, hang on. Okay, I'll put the link up. And
Yeah, and that's right. You're a VIP member of our group.
yeah, when I get on, I haven't.
you've
I've
got-
just been. I haven't even. I can't even tell you. I go
know,
on
you
Facebook
have
maybe
been
like 2
going-
minutes a week now.
Right. We understand, you know, you have had a lot on your plate, but we appreciate you being, you know, a member within our group, and that you've had us on, so you are the most deserving to have that recognition as a VIP member within our group.
Well, I appreciate it, and I, you know, as the case goes on, I hope to get some more time in there as soon as hopefully things settle down a little bit, and
Yes.
but thank you for, you know, doing that,
and we appreciate that, and we appreciate all you have done, and also want to wish you well in all the heartache and things that you're going through right now. And
Right.
so we appreciate you taking that time to hear us and to allow us a chance to give the good news of at least there is a response that the U.S. Attorney Jason Ardern is listening to the people.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, thank you so much.
Well, thank you for calling in, and thanks for explaining what's going on. And everybody's got the link. You can go to that Facebook page if you want to get the latest updates on the case, especially as it goes to trial and for his plea hearing. You know, just join that. You joined. Great. Okay. And that's great. That's wonderful. And then you can go to that other, you know, search that other that same hashtag and see about the letter from the attorney, the district attorney. Okay, so let me see. Is that it? That's everybody's there. Everybody's good. Yeah, I think everybody's. I don't see any other questions, so they all say thank you, and thank you, Sally. Thanks. So yeah, thank you for coming on.
All right, it was my pleasure, and thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, and I'm going to see now who else emailed here. Oops, that's not. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so, sorry about, I had to give someone the number. Come back into the chat. Does it help you? Yeah, teacup, you know, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. The person you're telling me about. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, so I wonder who, if his father and the Joneses, does anybody know if Tim Sr. is taking the stand tomorrow? Anybody know who's going to be on tomorrow? Regarding that? The turtle is okay. We just bought him a tank, which I'll set up tomorrow. I hope he's okay. He's like, I mean, he's okay. I got him like a bunch of new food, but he sleeps a lot. But he gets up. He just worries me. I don't know. We'll see when I put him in the new tank. Hopefully that'll be okay. I agree. Law enforcement needs to get involved behind bars. So glad that Precious Baby is not with his family. Oh, with Kaylee. I mean, yeah. We'll see. I think he'll like the tank better. I don't know. We'll see. So, can you try and recreate? Yeah, I did get a lot of stuff. So I'll. Hi, Linda.
Yeah, hi, Carolyn.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. And I was talking with a couple people in the chat about why it may be more difficult for us to engage in the Jones trial versus the Watts trial. And they were talking about some of the features. And I was wondering, it's really a dramatic audiencing case. Like it's so dramatic when the Watts case was wrapped up and then there was so much mystery around it. So we became engaged and we wanted to solve it. So I wondered if anybody wanted to talk about maybe some strategies for getting through the Jones case, which is very important, and engaging in it in a way, even though there are too many clock moments and lots of audio problems.
See, I just think the thing is with the Watts case is it's because of Shanann that everybody got so, I think, almost personally involved in it because she put so much of her life out there that people got to know her. And people felt, she was a friend of theirs. People felt it was someone they knew. And it just personalized that whole thing to such an extent that it became more than just some woman that you read about. It became, their friend, if you will. that was murdered.
Right.
And there was a lot of affection towards her, and so a lot of emotion. And I think that that's what made it so different, and why people are so involved and don't want to let go of it. And that's why it's hard with these other cases, because with Kelsey or with Amber, some people say, well, I don't know, I just can't get into it that much. And it's, I just think because we haven't had a case where someone's been as out there on social media as Shanann, and shared so many things. And I think that's really the thing.
Maybe there's a hook for us, especially since Amber called into the chat, and we have, it's kind of the principle of identification. We identified with Shanann and her children, and we identified with Amber, and we have that relationship developed. And if we could look at it through that lens, that might, maybe it's already happening, provide a strategy for us to, put up with the clock moments and the audio problems and see it as something that we can relate to and empathize with in that way.
I think everybody in here, empathized with Amber on the stand, and with Amber calling in, and felt a great amount of empathy for her. So I think, that probably drew, more people into the case, and now wanting to see how this, plays out, and that he gets what he deserves. So I think,
that there's any research that could be done, perhaps about the children? I don't know how we would find out about that, as we would learn more about their young lives. And they didn't have social media, but
right.
So I don't know if that's even proper to do, but it's just an idea.
Yeah, I know what you mean, to try to, to personalize it more, so that I think, like with Kelsey's case, I just think coming on the heels of the Watts case, where the Watts case was at breakneck speed, and the Barrett case is the exact opposite. It's dragging, it's just from one thing to the next, it's just dragging on. And then there's a lot of people really worried that since they haven't found her body, that he could walk, or he could get 10 to 15 years, and not feeling that justice, will be served there because of that.
Yeah, it's all of those cases as they unfold, tedious statistic after tedious report. We have to learn to embrace that new rhythm for true crime followers, rather than something that is so dramatic like the Watts case was, and the Barrett case, no body. Those are challenges for us as audience members, but not insurmountable.
I think once the Barrett case if it gets going, and I think you will see a lot of engagement there but it seems like it stops, it starts, then it's another 3 months, and I think I've seen a lot of people saying that they were frustrated with the timeline. It's just, and if somebody was following the Jones case, well, look how long that's taken to get to trial. Almost 5 years since the murders.
It doesn't fit neatly into our anticipated sense of dramatic climax and resolution, and it's all going to be fixed within our expected time of, an hour and 15 minutes, or, 2 or 3 weeks, 4 months, that kind of thing. So, it's a challenge, but good to support Amber, I think, in this. So.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I think she does have a lot of support from this community and everyone. And like I said, seeing her on the stand, I think made her very real to people, even people that were here that night, because it's different when you see her, and just how, it affected her so, such raw emotions and everything.
Right. And I have a question for you, Carolyn. You say occasionally, right, like that's really crazy, like he's really crazy. So are you saying that as if it kind of ironically? Like,
I'm sarcastic. I'm saying he's not crazy because he's thinking rationally.
Right.
I'm being sarcastic.
All right. Just wanted to clarify that in my own mind, because it does seem that.
Because he's doing these searches that are, if he's on the run, he knows what he did. He knows what he did was wrong. He's searching to see if they're coming up with any, news reports about it yet. He's searching for places to hide. He's searching for places to bury the bodies. He's doing things that show that he's not insane.
Right. And I mean, I think some of his strategy might even be, I don't know, gaining the weight and making him seem weirder than maybe he was when he was first arrested. You're buying to go in a lot of directions as to how smart he is to fool the jury.
But I think he's acting, but see, I would expect him to act more out there, in court. He's acting, very, just like I said, one day he tapped the attorney on the side because he didn't get up fast enough when the judge was, leaving. And he tapped him to say, stand up.
Right. And so he's more in control and thinking and engaged.
Yeah, and he's looking at all the exhibits like intently, and if he was zoned out, if he was staring off into space, or just I would think he would be less engaged to look more insane. You know what I mean?
Right. Which is a dead giveaway. For people who are good at picking up those nonverbals.
Right.
He's not acting like crazy acts.
No, he's acting very intent on, like, even when Amber was on, he was listening to every word. Yeah.
And there was one point I thought Amber was so good to have said that she, when they were young, and he went and he, everything that he did, he was able to achieve. And at that time, she felt it was very honorable of him to be able to do that, which really shows a lot of grace on her part to be able to even say that throughout, despite the loss that she's experienced. So
right, and when she said that he was the most intelligent person she knew, well, then he started crying because that's like for him. So in other words, like, he really messed up his life. That's when you see the tears on him. And the other time I saw the tears on him where they're talking about what he did to his father when he put his hands to his father's neck.
Right, but not the children.
No.
Really.
No, not really.
Not her.
No.
So he's quite selective in that sense.
Right. Yep. And I can't wait to see when his father takes the stand how he reacts.
Oh, watch the dynamics between them.
Yeah.
That will be interesting.
Right. Because it looks like he's another one where his dad is his hero, or like a Watts, but I think it's even more so.
Yeah, and we don't know much about his dad yet, do we?
Not yet, except that he was helping, law enforcement, and they wanted him there, and so.
Did you think it was a telltale ploy that the defense was using when they were making such a big deal over the spelling of older versus oldest with the police?
Oh, with that, yeah, I think they're just trying to say, they're probably just going to try to say, like, they weren't careful notes and they had a lot of, things that weren't true in there, or things that could have been misconstrued. But I'm saying, like,
no
what
supplemental report.
Yeah, like they really weren't listening well. Yeah.
Kind of a, the final, they're grasping at straws.
Right.
So to speak. The final straw.
Yeah.
Last straw.
But I mean, I'm interested to see why they've made such a huge deal with Tim Sr. helping, and how many times they said, he was a help to you, right? He was a real help. So there's got to be something that they are going to bring out with him that they're going to then link back to that help.
Perhaps an accomplice, or after the fact, aid after the fact, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know, unless he's going to say something and they're going to say, well, wouldn't you give that credibility? Because look how he helped before, and law enforcement said he was great. And
oh, I see. Oh, in that sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll get off and let anybody else who wants to call in and extend this
Okay, well, it was nice
conversation.
talking to you, and some good insight. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I'll get back on chat. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, so, glasses back on now. You just ate a huge burrito and you feel, aren't you, you're almost 9 months pregnant, aren't you, Bridget? You sat on your sofa and as Amber completely, yeah. Oh, how's your finger, Lily Bell? Did you get stitches? Hi, yes, we can't chat live from Great Britain. You can chat live from Great Britain. We have Casbot on here. She's in Great Britain. We have people from Australia on, like Lily Bell and Debbie. Two Scooter, a trance. I hope it's a good trance, Two Scooter. Very close, right? 34 weeks. Bridget, how are you? Oh, first time you lost your voice? Did you get stitches, Lily Bell? What did you cut your finger on? Do you think the defense in the Jones case is just trying to get the death penalty out of the mix as opposed to getting him off of the insanity defense? I don't know, Chatty Cathy, because when they were first interviewing him, he was screaming to be put to death. It's the only way to stop me. Put a bullet in my head, put a needle in my arm, even though he's scared of needles, right? Let's see, Lisa, what did you say, Tim? Tim's wearing a bulletproof vest under his shirt, but his face is pudgy. He's like a pudgy little, like, I don't know. He looks, how old is he? Is he not even 40 years old? I think he's like, is he like 38? Yeah, I'll see. Yeah, 37. He's a rough 37, isn't he? He's a man-child. Getting it assertive, yeah, well, today, yeah, today, yeah. He looks different than when arrested, yeah. He was much thinner when he was arrested. He's supposed to have been doing that insanity, what is that? That's from, whatever, that really intense workout. He put on weight in jail. He's lost a lot of hair. You go, girl, yeah. Who needs Juliet, Mommy Ramblings, Miss H? Did you send me an email? You've got to send me an email. Let me see. I'll check. Where's my email? I don't have, oh wait, hold on. No, I don't have an email from anyone since Sally asking to come on. Let me see something I just went to. I don't see anything yet. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, since Linda, I don't have anything for coming on. Hang on, I'm just trying to see if I can get anything. So there's a Mrs. A. Make sure that they're sending it to truecrimechat.org and not to the Mommy Ramblings. I'm just trying to get back on a few things here while I'm waiting. That's why I'm in my email right now, so. There was one other person I was trying to get back to. Okay, I'm going to come back in. I mean, if I'll wait like 30 seconds or so out here. And the rest of you that are sending your pet pictures, we're probably going to be doing another thing like that on the weekend or something. So I will put them in a file to share the next time. What is this? Do I have who? Okay. I'm going to check again. Hang on, let me see if anybody's... Yeah, no one is... Okay, so what... Okay, Cynthia, I got your email. Is Cynthia still in the chat? Hang on. Is Cynthia still here? I didn't see chat, but she... Okay, is everything okay now, or... I don't know what's going on. Is anybody calling in? Somebody said Mrs. H. She's here, you're blurry. I'm sorry. Is anybody calling? You thought the boyfriend killed Kelsey? Well, they're saying it might not be Patrick, that it could be Crystal and an accomplice. Another Kelsey. Wait, there's another one? Who's the other Kelsey, MJ? You were blurry, but then you cleaned your glasses. Okay, it's not like me. Miss H, I don't think she emailed the true crime chat. Is she, whoever Miss H is, you need to email Carolyn at truecrimechat.org. Because I have to give you the number. I'm not sure who Miss H is. Ask slow mode mommy, ask SB. SB. Who's SB? MJ? You have the worst feeling that this would be a mistrial. Angel Callie, which one? The Jones case, you have the worst feeling it would be a mistrial, or the Frazee case? Oh, her name is Mandy from the UK? Okay, I don't have an email yet. Mandy Hall, is that who it is? The one that sent the cookie jar to Casbot? She is on SB. What is SB? Oh, she is on as SB? Are you sure that's Mandy Hall? No, Carolyn, Christina's saying. I'm so confused right now. Her username is SB, but that's not Mandy Hall then. Hi, Tanya. Mommy ICA? Not Mandy Hall. Screen name. This is like charades, but worse. This is like charades, but not as fun. Miss H is Mandy Hall. Is Mandy, not Mandy Hall. Okay, but she's from the UK? If anyone is interested, Steve jury will be deliberating tomorrow. Oh, that's for the 5 teens, so that they're deliberating. They had closing statements today. Oh, okay. Thank you, Cynthia. SB is a different person trying to talk to you about the 2013 Kelsey type case. Okay. I'm going to check again if she sent me an email. Not Mandy Hall. Miss H is Mandy. I don't know where she's from. And SB is a subscriber in the chat. Okay. That was definitely not as fun as charades. All right. Let me go. Okay, let me just get that. Okay. Yeah, Nicole, I got your email. I still, yeah, do not have an email from Miss H. Okay, I'm gonna see something. All right. Okay, I'm just trying to see. I don't think, I'm starting to think. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Who is Amy Woodroom? I'm sorry, because I don't know who Amy is, and it sounds, with the trolls we have, would someone just says please and thank you? I get wary. So Amy Woodroom, if you're in the chat, I need to know a little more than that on why you want to call in before I just give out the number. So Leah, did you want to call in? You had left a message the other night that you wanted to call in. So if you want to call in, send a... You never heard that? Yeah, I have never heard that. So Amy, if you're in the chat or you're listening, I need a little more information than that. SB, no, I was just wondering if you had heard about the case. Oh, you don't want to call in, SB? Okay. No, I don't think it's Amy's Justice League. If it is Amy's Justice League, then please type in here Amy's Justice League. But I don't think that's her because she's called in before and I don't recognize that. What's the 185 there? Thanks, Margie. Yeah, I don't either. Okay. Amy's Justice League said it's her. Where is Amy's Justice League? Where is Amy's Justice League? Because I'm going to match it against the email. It just doesn't seem like the right email. And it doesn't seem like Amy's Justice League. The trolls are out tonight. About 23 up. Nicole is me, not that Nikki. Hi there, not that Nikki. Amy is there. It just doesn't, it's her, Carolyn, confirmed. We do remember the last time. All right, I'm going to see if she sent me, let me see it, something else. Okay. All right, I'm just going to put Amy's I'm just going to cross-check Amy's email here. Okay, all right, it does check out. So, okay, Amy. Hang on. Okay. So we've got that, and all right. I'm just trying to see if anybody is. See, a bunch of people are still sending to Mommy Ramblings, and oh, I will tell you guys that I did contact the DA's office in Weld County. For any, updated information. It's the exact same information. There's nothing that's been added to the discovery at this time, just so you know. I don't know how do I get back in the... They actually sent me out a whole new set of files, and I've matched them up with the other set, and nothing is added. Everything is the same, everything matches up. How many files, the size of the files, every single thing. What's happening, Joanne? You're feeling bad? What's wrong? While we wait, I'm watching a great case on now. I love hearing from Chris and Jenna. What happened? Oh my gosh. I don't know what happened to them. I was just talking about that urinating toddler case with someone tonight. That's so weird. And I said, I have to find out what happened. That's so ridiculous. Irish eyes. Your chest hurts and you're scared, Joanne? Oh my, are you having an anxiety attack? I know how that feels to be scared with that. Thankfully, mine was an anxiety attack, and I know others have had an anxiety attack. Hi, Amy?
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. I was punching in other stuff.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I wasn't sure I had it right.
Oh, okay.
So today, I think that he kind of hung himself with
That
the information that we got.
That Tim did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of my feeling on it.
I think I'm just looking here because Joanne has chest pain, and I'm wondering if and she's alone and she's scared.
Oh, no.
Joanne, does it hurt like anxiety? Joanne, I would call, when I was here with just the little kids and I didn't know what it was, I started to get really scared and freaked out, and I ended up calling the ambulance. And I felt much better. They'll bring like a portable EKG and they'll tell you right away if it's your heart or not. And then they took me in anyway, and they found out I happened to be anemic and just a bunch of other stuff. But thankfully it wasn't a heart attack. But it's always best, you'll feel better to get it checked out. I would definitely call.
They're so kind.
And
Yeah,
we can be with you while
call.
you call, so you're not alone. You're with almost 700 other people. Yeah, if you have a baby aspirin and you can take that, you could take that while you call.
Hey, Carolyn, are you there?
Yeah, no, I was just looking here. Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay. No, that's fine. I'll be brief. I just want to say something. After watching the whole forensics with the phone and everything today,
Right.
Everything that they can get. It kind of, and I don't know if someone else feels this, maybe you feel this, it kind of makes me rethink a little of the Chris Watts, because we know they got their phones. And so I kind of feel like if they had gotten something, it, would have been pursued. Does that make sense?
So it's making you rethink Watts because you think that being that you haven't heard anything else, you think that there is nothing that they got that incriminated anyone else. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Even though I've been on the bandwagon that, and the part of me that wants to keep on digging kind of wants that, but
right.
I'm looking at it and I'm saying, they do know a little more than the average guy, and had there been a lot more that they knew, it would have went a lot further.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I go through that too. I feel that the exact same way too, and then sometimes it's a relief too, to just let it go. You know what I mean? To just let that part of it go, because I think in the other way, if we're thinking that something is, and it's like we're compelled to keep looking, and it doesn't feel. So I struggle with those two things too. I don't know how to explain.
Exactly, because the other side of me is like, oh no.
Right, things don't add up, and you've got to
this.
have something. I think if we had more information, at least, tell us what they did, tell us what you followed up on, let us see that part of it. That's why I went
Exactly.
and asked for another set of files to see if there was anything at all added, which I don't understand. Like, why didn't they release the interview with her in September? That's what I can't figure out when they've released everything else. Why did they release the stuff with Charlotte or with Jim or the search of record or any of that stuff?
Exactly. They never in a case in history have we been giving the privy to all this information. And all of a sudden we are.
Yeah.
So we want the rest of it because you gave us some, so you need to give us all.
Right. Yep.
You know, if you didn't want us to question it, then we would have been fine. We would have never even thought about it had, you know, Thanksgiving come and gone and we never got those files. But how many of you, including me, spent all of Thanksgiving and that night reading?
Maybe not Thanksgiving, yeah, but I know. After that, yeah, I was like consumed. I know. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of all I have. I
Oh,
just wanted to call in and say that.
All right. Well, I appreciate the call in. And I'm just looking here to see if Joanne is calling for someone.
Okay, well, thank you.
All right. I'm
My
sorry. Yeah,
favorite
I'm sorry,
channel.
Amy. I'm sorry that I'm yeah. Thank you for calling.
Okay, I will talk to y'all later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. She left, Tammy? Yikes. I think, oh my gosh, Joanne, if I'm not mistaken, no, she doesn't come back? Joanne, if you can hear us, I hope you're calling the ambulance. Teresa, she was just here about a minute ago. Yes, she's a regular, Patricia. Oh, you're taking nitro. Are you going to call? Michelle, yeah, we went through that. She actually called the news station and found out that they were reporting on the old 2020 episode. What? The idiot caller. What happened, Aussie? I don't know what happened. What happened, Aussie? I think Michelle meant Chris. No, I think she meant Jenna. Did you mean Jenna? Sure, Jenna, hang on. She was here today, Sheila. I saw BBT was in here before, wasn't she? She probably fell asleep. She did that. She does that. All right, let me see here. Okay. Oh my goodness. Is this... Oops, I just saw another email pop in. Okay. Oh, she did mention falling asleep, Bridget. The guy with his own channel was rude. There is a troll in sheep's clothing. You fall asleep always too? I was falling asleep on the way home from the store. Well, he was asking... Was he Aussie? Kelly, yeah, but our bananas, they usually get, we just bought those tonight. They'll probably be like half of those tomorrow, and then we're Jimmy and the kids especially, they love bananas, and I eat like a banana or something a day. No, I have to send her an email, but like I said, I've been out today, and then tomorrow I've got to get all my forms and stuff for once I get grievance day. That'll be, I just hate all the paperwork to do it, but I just can't let it go by when there's such a blatant error. Your BP is okay, you have a machine. Do you get anxiety attacks, Joanne, where your chest hurts like that? Yeah, Alicia, I think you're back in the chat a little bit. Like you're not live with us, and that's why your responses seem a little bit back. Maybe she has angina. Yeah, RC Breeze. I bought a pineapple too. I got another pineapple back there. Oh, back there. By the toaster. Banana peels? No, the bananas. Oh, Allie, see, she's looking because if she's back there, right, and she's seeing that we're looking, here's how it works, because we figured this out one night, because it's very weird. If she's back there, she's getting the chat that's back there, but then if she writes new chat, it will come up where we are. And that's why it gets like that. Yes, Kathy, she's moving, and I think she's closing on a new house, and she just moved out there, so there's a lot to do. Hi, Jenna.
Hi. So I just want to quickly clear yesterday up.
Okay.
I technically did repeat what the news said, but the news, I guess, didn't understand it was a rerun. And the 2020 Watts case was re-aired, and I'm not sure why, but my local station wanted wanted to do. I'm not sure why they did this, but reported it as it's something that has just happened. That he wanted to do these violins and stuff, which I'm not sure why they didn't check, but I will definitely look for more than one source before I say something again. I'm really sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. It's not your fault. I was going to mention the 2020 thing last night because I know when they said they were airing it, they said, oh, it was going to have new footage with all this stuff. And I looked at it and it didn't have any new footage that I saw. So, very strange.
Yeah. And how dismissive they were about the whole thing. Because as you know, I called like you had suggested, and I honestly feel horrible about it. Because I don't like causing trouble. But and I really appreciate you guys for understanding.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows that and they know you're not, it'd be different if it was your first time calling. You just, but.
So an alien just landed on my roof.
Right, yeah. So, no worries.
Could I actually say something about what I saw while Amber was testifying?
Sure.
First of all, seeing her at the stand, your heart just sunk. I wanted to go through my computer and hug her. When this was all just everything about what she had to talk about, what she had to. Did anyone else end up actually, well, more upset with Tim than you already have? But I mean, I was crying as she talked about.
Oh, as Amber talked? Yeah, that was very emotional. Yep, absolutely. I think a lot of people were crying.
And all that sticks out in my mind is her first daughter's birthday, and all I can think about is the 12 12 12.
Oh, the little baby, yeah.
And this is the child, one of the children that were.
Yeah, it was her youngest with him.
Yeah. I also had issue though with the fact that I understand they needed to talk about everything, but why did she have to name her daughter, her one living child, and her
husband?
Yeah. And I mean, if I was, as a parent who has lost a child, as you guys, I couldn't imagine oh my God. But I'm not sure. I think if I was asked to say in front of the person that murdered my child what my other children's information is, I'd break down and say, I can't tell you that, not with this person there. And then everyone who's gonna watch it. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I'm not sure why they asked her, but maybe they just wanted to. I'm not sure if Sean. Let me see here. it seems that maybe they wanted to clear that up because perhaps Sean is the person that he accused her of having the affair with. So maybe they wanted to show that she wasn't just having a fling, that, you know, if the defense was going to come at her and hammer her, maybe they wanted to show that it wasn't, that he was abusive to her and she turned to him, but it wasn't a fling, and that they've been together and they have a daughter.
Yeah, I can see that. And I know having to do paternity tests with, I actually, when they said that, one thing I thought of is, I actually said, oh God, how I wish it would have been her new husband, because that way she would have made it.
That way she would have what? If the baby was?
If the baby wasn't Tim's,
Abigail.
Murdered. Yeah. Abigail.
Right.
So, you know, I know you can't go back and change anything, but I just was.
But what do you think it would have done if it was his? You think it would have changed everything for all of the kids or just for Abigail?
Well, actually, with Abigail, with the paternity test, and if it came up her.
Right, she would get. I mean, he wouldn't take her obviously because he wouldn't have been her biological father, but it might have meant the same exact end. He might have even been angrier. I don't know if he's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is a really good point. And why I was thinking about the boys and all, I was thinking, what if, because of I've been in the world of getting children and biological parents and stuff, what if he, out of spite, still wanted her, and then, but then it's, I want to say, you know, no, the boys would have been okay, because if she had the baby, she would have had maybe a more stable living situation right after.
Oh, I see what you mean. If she had the baby, then they might have set up a house, and then she would have gotten the custody sooner. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I agree there. Yep. Thank you, Deb, BC survivor.
I just it's I couldn't imagine having to sit there with the person that killed my children. And I think it's really important that here on this channel, we're really good about it, because we got to know Amber, and after this, she'll be one of our South Carolina ramblers. But I just, knowing what we know and having spoken with her and all that, it tears at your heart. You just want to put her in a bubble.
Yeah, absolutely. That was weird. You know, there was a chime. There was like another chime when you were on, but I'm just gonna say we don't have any other callers. That's just weird. Yeah, there's only 2 callers here, so it was weird that the chime was like delayed or something.
Oh yeah, it didn't chime when I came in.
Yeah, but there was like a chime when you were talking. Very odd.
Did it come from the computers or it's the anointing?
No, it came through the the Zoom office thingy. Maybe it was just it was a on bell, an on bell.
My first thought was, oh, please don't let my boys be downstairs having wrestling or boxing matches with the bell.
Oh no, it wasn't.
Yeah, 17-year-olds are fun.
No, that's a different chime, hippie. Yeah, that's a different one. That was before that one.
I also wanted to know what anyone thought of Tim's tears.
Tim's what?
Tears.
Oh, his tears. Yeah, I mean, to me, they were only when they were really like about him, like when she was saying how intelligent he was. It was almost like, yeah, poor me, I threw away my life, kind of like, feel sorry for me, I was so intelligent, I think that they were tears for him, and I think the other tears, I have to see his father take the stand to really understand the dynamic, because I haven't seen, I mean, there's an old interview with his father, but I want to see his father take the stand, because there's something when he put his hands up to his father's neck and he breaks down every time, but he doesn't break down every time when they're talking about the kids and everything. Sometimes he breaks down a little bit, but not a lot. But every time about the father, he breaks down.
Something that I realized was, it just, sorry, it's hard because of having gotten to know her a little and what my situation and going through this. Even though it was so many years ago, but when Amber said that one of her jobs was to keep the children from away, not bothering him, just the thought of, so he took those kids out of spite. That was her joy, and that's the only way he thought he could hurt her. And when that didn't do, of course that hurt her when he got custody of the kids, or he wanted her to sign over her parental rights. She said that, so she gets to have visitation and then phone calls, but I don't think it's because he wanted, well, obviously he didn't want the kids, we all know what happened, but I think it was really just a spiteful act against her.
Yeah, most definitely, yes. He was very resentful that she rejected him. Because she should have stayed no matter what. And he was abusive to her, and he didn't treat her right, and he just thought she was his property, and he could do whatever he wanted, and that was it.
Now, why isn't the 9 years of abuse she went through allowed in?
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't go into that. They didn't go into even did they go into detail yet in the CPS reports? Not to some detail, but they didn't go, I don't think, into extreme detail in all of them, or looked at any of the lawsuits So I don't know if they're waiting. I don't know what they're doing on that, because she's not going to take the stand again. So, I don't know.
I pray to God that this isn't a mistrial or a redo. That's so silly, ridiculous. But I pray she never has to do that again. Go on that stand.
Yeah, definitely right.
Now, why didn't his father press charges for the strangulation? Because that's attempted murder.
Why didn't his father press charges for what strangulation?
I thought he tried to strangle his father.
Oh, no. They said he brought his hands, he said, I did this, but he didn't press him.
He was showing what he did.
Yeah, to the kids, but that's what they were saying. He didn't put any pressure on his father's neck. He just brought his hands up like that to his father's neck.
So, I don't know if this is an okay question to ask. It's about the death penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he should be fried?
I don't think he should. First, I want to see. I don't think he's insane, and I don't think he should. I think that should come back that he is not insane. So he's not guilty by reason of insanity. And then that's the first hurdle. But, he said himself he wants to die. He said it himself. How many times did he say it in that first interview? It's like Jodi Arias, too, said she wanted to die, but that was when she thought, no jury in the world would find her guilty. And once they did, then it was a different story. Then it wasn't that she didn't want to die, but she just couldn't put her parents through that. So she did that whole thing. She did it. Before her sentencing was just crazy with the show and tell of all the pictures and her whole life.
Yeah.
But I imagine he would probably do the same thing,
Well, I do have a solution for the death penalty and him taking a long time to die, but it involves a piece of him being electrocuted every day, a few times a day for 30 or 40 years. And I don't think they're allowed to do that.
No, they're not. Yeah. But, I know it's horrible what he did. And you look at him and I don't know. Sometimes when you hear about those things, even like Watts, and you just look at the person and you say, like he just looks like such a meek little coward to me, just like a pudgy little coward. And then you say, he just did all that, I don't know. I guess it's all about, you can't even fathom what he did,
No,
the atrocity that he can, you can't even comprehend it.
I cannot wrap around my head around if James ever, he would never hurt our kids.
Right.
And all I can think of is Tim Jones and Chris Watts and how they took these beautiful, because they're just so self-centered, selfish jacks.
See, that's the thing though, but like, if they're a narcissist, right? It's just that the kids are an extension of themselves.
The kids are given praise, they're good. Given
But even that, but they're, they're half genetically made up of him, right? So he doesn't see any, like, how could they kill that if that's part of them and they're such narcissists?
wouldn't they want them to be,
That's
go
like
on
killing a
forever?
part of themselves.
Yeah, that's take. Yeah.
That's the part that's hard for me,
Now, I only have children that we brought in through other ways,
Mm-hmm.
and I could not even this might sound odd, and it's not slighting anybody, but actually, I don't think a narcissist could adopt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they would be willing to give themselves of that. Bring somebody else to get attention that
Yeah.
doesn't have their DNA.
Yeah, I don't. That would be unless they were, I don't know, trying to create the perfect family. You know what I mean? Maybe if they cared a lot about Joan Crawford adopted. Yeah, it didn't work out well, but
Mommy dearest.
yeah, and you could tell she always resented the children for what they weren't her. They didn't act as she would. And yeah, I mean, I think just like Joan Crawford, if it fit a certain image she wanted, she would do it. And so, yeah, for much different reasons than someone should adopt a child for.
Now, from what I understand, Joan Crawford did get pregnant a few times, but
Many times, like 8. She lost like 8 children with her previous husband.
Well, see, that brings a new psychology things into it because of the hormones that's released in the. But yeah, there's no excuse for the behavior, and I've seen adopted kids, I've seen biological kids. They don't act the way you want them to or the way you think they should.
Right, even your own biological kids, you could say, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe my child's acting like that. A lot of times it's funny too, in families, like you may have, like if you have siblings, maybe you had a sibling that was, someone that didn't buckle, or like just say was more of a carefree spirit or whatever, and then they have kids, like my cousin's kids. It's very funny. My cousin he would say to his kids, you gotta like ease up a little bit, because like his son especially is very regimented, very into, like, he doesn't even have, like, he wouldn't even dream of having a party if his father, and my cousin was just the opposite growing up. Okay, so it's funny because he's nothing like his father at all. And and then there could be another family member that was more regimented, and then they have the kid that's out there, the real free spirit kind. Yeah. And it's funny because it's how that turns out like that.
I always thought of situations like that when I was a when I was a teacher. You know, you had, of course, but I always thought it was a little, you know, eye wink and a finger point to the parents with a little click of their mouth from God saying,
Uh-huh.
yeah, well, now everything that you went through, revenge of the grandparenting children on the parents.
Yeah. It's
I don't know why I have this picture of it. Now, is there anything at this moment we can do for Amber?
no, not really. Just prayers, you know, and just support. And like I said, you know, she does have a good support system there. And Cowgirl Up did send the flowers, so that's nice.
Oh, do we? Where do we owe for that?
No, she won't even let anyone
Well,
contribute.
thank you, Cowgirl Up. That was
Yeah, she's very sweet.
very lovely of you.
Yeah, I think she's getting. I think Amber will be getting them tomorrow. She tried to get them delivered today, but they couldn't. So I think they'll be there tomorrow.
I think tomorrow.
I mean today. Well, yeah, tomorrow. Yeah.
I think getting the flowers today instead of after just might be you know.
Yeah, a nice thing.
Little-
Now that they're not on. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
A little nice smell and beautiful to put into your home. Anyway, I just wanted to clear up my mistake with that. Ask those questions about Amber, and actually why I added the Kelsey there. That woman that was on mentioned a petition for the gut. What does that? Is that for? That's for Kelsey, right?
Yes, for Kelsey Barrett. Well, for justice, for all that may be involved, to hold them all accountable.
That'd be fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the Facebook page. Is there a way to support this cause without the Facebook page?
Well, the petition's done. It's already delivered. So there is, if you want to take a look, there is, if you take that hashtag and you Google it, it will bring you to, I believe, what the district attorney said about it. So that's up there. I mean, but other than that, the Facebook page for updates and things, but they were just coming on really to share their success with the petition.
Okay. And I was crying. That's why I sound upset.
Oh. Sorry, I mean abusive women.
Well, it was from a different thing that I saw right before I called. Anyways, thank you for letting me clear that up.
Oh, sure.
I also wanted to mention, I'm sorry about my writing. I am still relearning, and I hope it wasn't that hard to read.
Oh, no.
All right.
No, not at all. When did you have your accident?
2005.
2005?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
January 31st.
Wow.
But I had are you squeamish?
No, I mean, like I'm in some, no, you can, no.
I'll send you a picture of what it looked like when I was in my coma.
Oh, okay.
I asked if you were squeamish because of all the different tubes and stuff. You don't see blood or any, but yeah.
Okay, all right.
I went through I have a right brain. You know, it's actually all white and
It's all what?
white. It's
Oh, the right side of your brain?
right frontal lobe. Yep.
Frontal lobe.
A diabetic ran me over when I was out for a run. And
Was it in New England?
Yeah, it was in Braintree.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah.
How long were you in the coma?
I was in the coma for a little over a month. I wasn't in the coma for my brain damage though. I had compound fractures in all four, well, both upper and both lower legs, and they put titanium rods inside my bone, all going all the way of each part of the limbs. And then I have a plate in my hip and I have screws, which I make a joke a lot about how I have a screw loose. I actually have screws in me. It could be a screw loose.
That could be loose, right? Yeah.
Yeah. You want to call me crazy? Well, sure. I have a screw loose. That's not an insult. But I also have the breathing issue from this. I believe I already told you this a while ago, but my left lung is not doing what it's supposed to be, and I'm supposed to be working on healing for a transplant.
Oh, yeah, right. And your brother is donating that, is that?
Yep.
Yeah.
And one thing, just because I luckily they told me I never walk, talk, feed myself, any of that stuff again. And well, I do that all. But they pretty much said I'd be an awake vegetable, and
You're pretty good for an awake vegetable, right?
But yeah. I'm broccoli.
You're broccoli.
Well, it's, but luckily, because of what we already had set up, we're still able to adopt and stuff, because usually they'd look at somebody like me and say, no. But and the kids come first and get what they need. In my public service announcement, the children always come first, and luckily we have 6 grandparents living with us.
Right. Yeah. Well, you're an inspiration. Did you ever think of have you ever spoken to any, either like traumatic brain injury groups or any other group, like doing some motivational speaking?
I actually so I work with veterans
Mm-hmm.
that are coming home with a TBI, traumatic brain injury.
Right.
Because one thing that you have to have if you, I once called to make an appointment for my orthopedic, and the nurse said, "Oh, you're still alive? It says here you're dead," because they didn't think I'd live this long. Anyways, so through Skype and stuff, I work with veterans from when they come in, and then as they move up in the ranks of the healing, to when the hardest part happens, which most people would think would be waking up and finding out you have brain damage, but no, it's when they're getting you moving and you're in the rehab, no longer the hospital, you're just the floor up, and you learn that yeah, it's normal to be bedpanned or whatever in ICU, but when it happens up there, it's completely different. And so I work with soldiers on the fact that positivity is one of the best. If I didn't have a positive attitude, I wouldn't get where I go. And if I didn't fight, I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't have a great support system. So I feel it's important that I give back to anyone I can what my family was able to do with me, and also the positive outlook and stuff.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but yeah, like I said, I mean, I think that you have just a great story to tell, maybe even writing a book. Have you thought about writing a book?
I actually have. I would want it to be about the fact that I would want it my story, but I would want it to be able to help. So
yeah, but you've overcome the odds of being an awake vegetable. Is that what they called you?
Yep, an awake vegetable.
Right. So yeah, you defied, the odds, and I think it would be very inspirational. It would be positive. It would be for whatever someone's facing, that it's not written out there. The doctors don't have all the answers, and you can, just rise above some of the grim prognoses that are out there, and that doesn't have to define you.
Yeah, and it's my favorite when I work with soldiers and stuff. My favorite thing is when I'm with them as long as they want me.
Mm-hmm.
But when they're going home and they have that I can do this attitude, and if you have a negative thought or a bad day, that's okay, but don't let it affect your tomorrow.
Right. See, and you've got a lot of, positive, definitely a positive attitude, but also a positive quote. So I think, yeah. And then when you add the 21 kids, you've really got quite a book there. Christine even said Sharon said it would make a great movie.
Who would I want to play?
Who would you want to play with you?
I'm actually not sure if I'd put the children in it, because that's a battle of, so the injury and the positive, I'd mention the kids, but I don't think I'd put them, because I don't want to put more pressure on them than they already have, and it's not easy
Right.
when you're a child. And I don't, it's a Dr. Phil quote, but I believe it full-heartedly. I do not believe in giving children jobs
Mm-hmm.
in the family. And also, I don't want them to have to explain, well, yes, I'm this or that, and pretty much I don't think I could do it, because I'd go all mama bear on them and like, don't mess with my kids.
Right.
Off limits. I'm actually interested, because I know you do this. Would you talk about the kids and?
Yeah, I mean, I just
give
think
a
because
background, or?
you know, you'd want to, because you're very you know, you're very positive about adoption, and I think also the kind of adoption that you promote, a lot of people don't know about it. So I think that you would want to mention it in that it could help other families that are looking into that. So I mean, you could put in as much as you know, but I just think not the fact that you have 21 kids is not conventional at all. So yes, I would definitely put that into there, because it helps people, but it's also very inspiring and not something that you hear about every day, especially after the type of injury that you had.
Well, we had our first two. We had Izzy and Carl.
Oh, you had, okay. But still,
breaks
okay,
my
so,
heart.
all right. So you, what
I
was it,
missed
19 after that?
Yeah. Well, including Keisha, there's 22. Christina has all their names. She can count them.
Yeah.
And also another book issue is, well, I've emailed you a few times. Obviously, I graduated from BU. I was a teacher, and that was all gone, and I had to relearn. So I think I'd have to have a ghostwriter, or whatever it's called.
That, or I mean, I think there's even programs too that can help you. Yeah, but I mean, if you get your story, yeah, you could work with someone like that. Sure.
I've never really talked about this outside of my family.
Mm-hmm.
Only reason I would do it is if it would help somebody.
Well, I'm sure it would help someone. Yeah. Don't you think so?
I think
don't you? Maybe, I mean,
hope so.
you know, I don't know, because I know like a motivational speaker like Les Brown. I don't know if you've ever heard of Les Brown, and he's a tremendous motivational speaker. But when he got cancer, the first thing he said was, I want to be surrounded by people that had the type of cancer he had and survived it. He didn't want anything negative. And I think that's so important, because so many people, you know, look up to an authority like a specialist or whatever. And if the specialist says, this is the way it is, and, you know, you're not going to beat this, it's a terrible mindset. And when you do surround yourself with positive people and people that have beat that and people that have went on, you never want, like some things he says, look at the person that you're talking to. Do you want your life to be like theirs? Okay, because there's so many negative people. Like you could go to the next person and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to write a book. And they'll be like, oh, come on, Jenna, don't write that book. Come on. That's a lot of work. And there's better things to do. But there's so many people that do that just love to squash people's dreams because they are feeling insignificant. They don't have the motivation. They don't have the drive to do a lot of things, and they don't want anyone else to do it either. So anytime someone comes to them with something, they'll squash those dreams right down. And if someone doesn't watch out and doesn't realize it, then you're just surrounding yourself with negative people. And that's exactly, you have to look at so for you, if you would look at someone that, rose above some significant health challenge and then went on, that's the people, the person or people that you should look at. Don't look at your next door neighbor that's just telling you, nah, it's not such a great idea, Jenna. Because is that the person you want to be like? So people do that all the time. And it's because they're scared. People are so scared, even in relationship, in anything, so they're always trying to keep the person down. And they have to be careful of whose advice you take in this life, because there are so many just miserable, negative people that just want company.
Yeah, that is very true. And maybe it could help them to be positive too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it would lift a lot of people up, like, people that have an injury that are coming around and think that, oh my gosh, I'll never get, think of where you were when you became alert, but then you had that huge road ahead of you relearning all that stuff, right?
Yep.
Would it have helped if someone like yourself came in and said, I know this is really hard, but look, this is where I was how many years ago, and this is where I am now?
Well, from the only way I can is the work I do with our men and women in uniform, and the best when they will come to Boston and then go wherever, and I might not speak to them again because it whatever kind of reasons, but no matter, I have not had a single person that hasn't asked if before they leave to go home, if they're not from around here, could we meet up? I just want to meet you in person and give you a hug. And I have to tell you, the selfish part of me loves that because, ooh, me. But I also think of, this guy'd be crazy. There's no way I affected his life that much. And then you have, I don't know, now I sound selfish and
No, you're not, but you do affect, their lives. So it's sometimes that's just, all it takes is saying one thing to someone to change everything, Yep.
James and Finley and stuff. Something that a lot of people, I'm not sure if they realize this or not. First bit, they're right with you. We're right behind. Thought, yeah, we were there for you as I had to relearn to do everything. And, you know, they get busy. And my aunt actually said to me a few years ago, it's been so many years, get over it. And she's still alive. And a lot of people have that attitude with because be able to hold the conversation. I'll be able to kids first, which is important to me. And so they think, oh, it's not a, it is to live with my family and not just be a spectator. Talk to text doesn't understand my accent and my speech impediment. You get the strangest things when you use talk to text.
Yeah, talk to text, yeah.
I'm sorry that I just saw that and I had to laugh because I try to use that and it is, I think they put it in there as, I now have this game where if it screws up what I said, I try to say a bunch of different things just in gibberish to see what it comes up with. And sometimes it comes up more like I wanted it to the first time than the second. Anyways, all right, let me ask. I hear you and I see what people are saying, and I'd love to be able to help somebody.
You probably already have.
I hope so. I like to think, they said I had no chance of survival. To this day, there has not been a survivor of the kind of crash I was in, except for me, in all of first world country. So I'm assuming second and third are in there too. And it's a little weird to know that, but I also asked the EMTs when I was in and out of consciousness. I asked them for a ride. I said, I don't need to go to the hospital, but could I have a ride home? I had bones sticking out my body. And I have a dry sense of humor, and I keep at it, and the EMT, when I decided, okay, you can take me to the hospital, so I cut off your clothes, and I said, okay, but I didn't shave today. Because, you know, bones sticking out my body I'm okay with, but I might have some stubble.
Right.
Also, something that I would want to put out, which I'd like to know your opinion on this now, that when you do have those bad days, when you do have those days where getting out of bed hurts so badly you cry, every day will not be like that. And it's okay to have a bad day. as long as you don't allow the bad day to control not even the entire day, let alone. And also listen to your body. If you need to rest and sleep, you need to. That'd be important, because from what I've learned, that would be important to add, right?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
I'm on meds, and when I was first on my meds for the accident, they were playing around with them because of the brain damage and stuff. And there's this one med that if I missed a dose, I would be suicidal. One dose. And that was a hard fight, but I did it. And I now know if my mindset gets going negative, I need to take this med. I forgot to take it. And that's also important to be able to read yourself.
Yep, absolutely. And yeah, everybody's saying, see, that a lot of them said you've already made a difference for them, and that you should bring that message out there some way, either in a YouTube channel, a book, or speaking.
Well, thank you. But how would I even go about to? I mean, you just can't write a book and be like, here, sell this.
Well, now with the internet, with the ebooks, it's easier than ever, right? Because you can self-publish yourself. But, I would, like I said, maybe telling your story on a YouTube video or something, but even start in a small way and then work your way up. Maybe even write an essay for something like, there's like Modern Love, the podcast, it's from the New York Times, or there's, maybe the Huffington Post, to submit an article about it. Start small and work up.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of sites that'll, take an article. I mean, your story would be great for a Modern Love. I don't know if you listen to Modern Love, but they're essays, and then the essays get read by celebrities on a podcast, and it's every Monday night, and they have stories about all kinds of things.
Oh, do you think Morgan Freeman would read it?
Well, usually if it's yourself, they usually get they would get a female celebrity, but.
No, I want Morgan Freeman.
You do want Morgan Freeman to? Maybe
I want to hear Morgan Freeman say, you can cut off my pants, but I didn't shave my legs today. Could you email me the name of that podcast?
Sure. Yep.
And I'm going to ask you or anyone in chat if you know anything that a TED Talk that could help me in this journey, because I don't know much about how to. Please let me know. And
okay, sure.
I would truly appreciate it. And
Sleeping Labradors has to go shave her legs now.
Oh, and by the way, clean underwear doesn't matter. You're bloody.
Yeah, right.
Here's something funny. I was able to give my phone name, my phone number, my husband's name, his phone number, my parents' name, and their phone number in the ambulance
Yeah.
by the digit.
Yeah.
I didn't have my phone on me, right? You know, because that's
Right.
my cell phone. And I just got it without second thought. And also, they didn't think I had a TBI at first because I was making jokes. And I had just seen the documentary about doctors leaving initials inside their patients.
Really? Leaving initials
Yeah,
on bones and things?
bone, yep. Or if they cut out a piece of either lung or kidney, they initial. It was a very weird documentary, but I said I better not wake up with your initials in my body.
Wow.
I had my hip, my right hip, my artery was slashed in half. Luckily, people were really good about getting their cars around me so I didn't get run over again. And some guy who I had no idea who it is literally put his hand inside my hip and clamped the artery, so I didn't bleed out right there.
Wow.
And that's just what people did before I even got to the hospital is amazing and shows how much good there still is in the world.
Yeah, and that's what you've got to remember. Yeah, that's what you have to remember. Like, it's something to remember when we see all this stuff here, and it's just horrendous. There are good people. There are, good things that happen, and people that step in and go above and beyond.
Now I'm not sure why this is the thing, but with how severe my accident was, and if I sent you that photo, could you show it?
Yeah, would you have a squeamish advisory on that?
Well, I'd let you decide on if it's okay to be shown. I'm not naked or anything.
Oh, no, okay.
One thing that I do struggle with that I think I need to be more positive with is the severity of my accident and what had happened. With the amount of injuries and all that, I'm still the only survivor for what I went through. Now, mind you, people have gone through a lot worse. Nobody's the same, and but some hit and run incidents or people being hit by cars, I'm still the only one who's ever survived it. And a part of me is sad, and a part of me is glad, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Yeah, I mean,
it's just the thought of somebody else having to go through that, I don't want. But the fact that they lost their life to this, especially if it was a ridiculous. I was literally run over by a diabetic. And the reason I say it like that is she knew that was coming from the gym, and she didn't feel well, and she didn't want to suck on the hard piece of candy to help with the she was just going to try to beat it home.
Mm-hmm.
And she missed her road.
Right.
And then she hit me at 45 miles per an hour on a sidewalk and then left the scene. Now,
She left the scene?
Yep. But they made a semicircle, the cars made a semicircle around me, and then the cars behind that went and pushed her into a snowbank. Because she had just run me over. But I'm not trying to be mean to diabetic people, but I hear so often that it's okay if you do this, that, or that. Well, no, it's not. I mean, my life forever was. Now I have a good life.
Mm-hmm.
But I also, it's hard to explain.
Right.
Why it drives my mother crazy when I say I got run over by a diabetic. She's afraid I'm gonna insult somebody.
Right.
And it's not like I'm anti-diabetic. I don't think that's the same, but part of my healing process was having to admit and go through emotions and dealing with this person that was my age that hit me, because it was more important that she got home for something instead of taking the meds, or just putting the candy in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, no, you have to, natural to have anger, about that. I mean, one thing she could have taken care of, changed your life forever. So, yeah, perfectly normal.
Well, that makes me feel better, because I'm very aware. I really care about people and how they feel, and it's not how they feel about me, but I want them to be happy, healthy, and the best they can be.
Mm-hmm.
So when someone else is hurting, it's...
Somebody asked, did they catch the driver, and what happened to them?
They did catch the driver. She was, I just sent you the photos.
Oh, you just sent me the photos? Let me see. I'll take a look while you're talking. Go ahead.
She was caught because the cars behind rammed her into a snowbank. She was charged with a felony homicide, and it was a felony homicide for 2 years because they were just waiting for me to die, and I'm not kidding. It's a little weird to know I was alive but a homicide. But she was nothing. She was caught. We know who she is. And after I ruined their plans of the homicide part. She wasn't punished in any, she couldn't, the only thing that changed in her life is that the hospital that she went to changed how she received her insulin. She gets it from a pump now. And I have my issues with diabetic shock because she claimed she was in diabetic shock. But how do you leave the scene then? You're not. My grandfather was diabetic. I know what that looks like. And you can't reverse and leave. From what I know.
Jenna, I don't have anything yet. Did you send it to the True Crime Chat?
Yep, let me make sure I...
Jenna?
Hi, who's there?
This is Linda.
Hi, Linda.
You're welcome. I just wanted to call your attention, Jenna, to all the people in the chat who are encouraging you and supporting you and offering to help. And I would suggest, I would offer too, but you really have a good group of people here who are so impressed and so wanting to see you share your story and willing to help you however we can. So I just wanted to share that to make sure you saw it.
Because I was getting the pictures, I had it, and that means that I really appreciate. One of the reasons I am always try to. We're a weird rambling family, but it's kind of like we're a family, if that makes sense.
Right. That's right. And so many people are saying how proud we are of you, how supportive we are, and how much we love your sense of humor, and what good things you have to say, and what a light you are in terms of your parenting, and just receive it all, receive it, and be built up from it. We're with you. I just wanted to say that. Since tonight I have the phone number and an ID and I could call in, but I won't take up more time. I just wanted to voice that to you.
Thank you so much. It really means. I'm not crying, I swear. It's good cry.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
I don't know how to thank everybody for the support and the kind word.
Don't you think it's almost a holy thing? It's almost something set apart, our community, to support and love one another. And
it
so,
is.
to the degree,
There aren't a lot of I mean, go on a lot of, I know, but if you go to other places like this, that counts as not saying it right. It's, they're argue with each other and chat and stuff like that. And I've never understood that because I don't want to be where there's
Now, Jenna, this picture of you scuba diving?
Yep, that's before my accident.
Before the accident. Now, is swimming something that is, you know, do you feel better now swimming today? Like, I mean, does it less pain, or are you able to move more freely in the water?
No.
No?
Because of the injuries, and my lung injuries.
Oh, yeah, huh.
And actually, I now I live on the Cape, and I'm scuba diving there, but I'm actually afraid of water. I wasn't. I would first win one in, last one out, and now because of something that happened while I was recovering, I don't know why they're not supposed to affect this, but the rods or something, I just go down.
It's like a sink. It sinks you. You go down in the water.
Like you're weighted, yeah, all the weight from the metal, yeah.
That's understandable. But I think an article in Parent Magazine, maybe a feature article about you, somebody else might write it. You could do a self-authored thing Carolyn has all the connections that way. But we're with you. And that's all I need to say.
Well, I wonder if getting other mothers who mom through difficulties and getting a discussion started about how I couldn't walk, but my baby was still, Isla and Caro were still my priority. It was horrible,
but you are a parent that pushed through your own disability, your own injury, your own pain to still give to your children and other people who maybe aren't in best health and have to do the same. I think, is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, just encourage stories from people that.
You know what it reminds me of, Jenna? I remember reading this article years ago when I was like a new mother, and it was this mother, I forget how she lost her leg. It was in an accident, and she had, it actually was, I believe, in a parenting magazine or some type of magazine, and she lost her leg through an accident, and she was wondering how she was going to survive, how she was going to raise her child. And then by the end, she had, like herself, she didn't have as much to overcome, but she was able to overcome what it was. And she was joking at the end saying that her 2-year-old now thinks that all moms have a leg that they put on. And, you know, it was just this heartwarming story of how she just adapted and how she went on, and she was just a regular mom that just had to put on her prosthetic leg every day, you know. And I don't, you know, I mean, that was just one small story. So, and I'm sure that gave a lot of people hope that had been through an accident, because she did have to do, you know, learning to walk again and all of that, doing it with a baby and everything. So yeah, you know, there's a lot of inspiration out there. I remember till this day. So yeah.
So there's a good target audience there that's broader than traumatic brain injury, but it's still parent oriented, and it's people who have to push through their own challenges to parent their children well.
And physical or mental, or no matter what the difficulty may be, I think celebrate. And now, if you ask me, I'd be out of this and I would want their stories, but I think Jules is gonna be at my door in 2 hours, so I'm gonna just go. I'll be in it. And but one thing that I'm sorry, I also lose my train of thought sometimes, and it's my own fault for saying something to Jules. So celebrate and forget all the nonsense in the world. Let's celebrate the mom that gets out of bed, even though for whatever reason getting out of bed is one of a very difficult decision that day.
And a victory in its own small, major way. Carolyn, I would be glad to give you my contact information if Jenna wants to contact me at some point. I don't know if other people in the chat would to help, to support. And I'll get off now, but that's...
Could Carolyn actually give you my contact information? It's part of the memory thing, and that way I know if you contact me, it's there, and I don't contact you 16 times thinking I forgot to contact you.
Yeah, sure. That's a good direction to go. And I'll look for it. Where would you put it, Carolyn?
Well, if you just email me and just, you know, ask for Jenna's, and then I can just shoot it in the email to you.
Okay.
Then we'll, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Good night.
All right. Good night.
Okay.
And I have to thank you to you and everybody in chat for we really do have something amazing on this channel.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well.
And I once again called for 2 minutes and stayed for a year.
Yeah, and you've made us all cry in a good way.
I made my orthopedic surgeons and the medical students cry.
What did you?
The first time I walked in there, because I was in a wheelchair for 4 years, but I started to walk some distances 8 months after the accident. and I was never supposed to walk again. But actually, I have to tell you, when in the hospital and the doctors explaining to me what happened, fine, I have brain damage, fine. We screwed up my lungs. Okay, Heron, you won't walk again, was a punch to the gut. Because I've been a runner since I was 12. I was on the cross country team. I ran 6 miles twice a day. And that being taken from me was something I could not allow to happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, you didn't allow it to happen, that's for sure. So.
No. Thank you for letting me.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And anybody that wants, just email me and I can give you her email. But just email me because I'm like Jenna too. If you leave it up to me to contact you with everything, it'll go right out of my head. It's better if you just send it to me because it's easier. I'll get it out to you.
Thank you guys again. I get to play. How do I hang? Because now I'm using the app. No.
How do you what?
Oh, I get to play. How do you hang up a app?
Oh, clean up an app?
Oh no, I call because I downloaded the app.
Oh, for Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you downloaded it, and what do you want to do with it? Put your picture in it?
Oh, I'm gonna get that because I got the Jenna P, and I think I know what picture I'm gonna use.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You got the Jenna P. Okay, good. I see it now. I don't know where. I didn't. Okay. But I think if I take us out because I'm probably going to end now because I have to get up and fill out all my forms for grievance day. So I better sign off then too, and it'll take us both out of here. You want what?
What's grievance?
Oh, about taxes, not fun stuff. It's disputing your property taxes because they're unfairly assessed compared to others around you. So that's fun. Yeah, I've got to do that tomorrow. But not clean up instead. All right. Well, thank you all for coming. Thank you, Jenna, for sharing your story. Thank you to our mods for putting up with all you put up with. And Boston accents, yeah. Anyway, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. All right? And good luck to anybody that's going to grievance day. But if you're not, then just think of me at grievance day.
I'll grieve while you're at grievance.
Yeah. Everybody can do that. All right. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Night, morning, all.
Yeah, good night, morning.